All right, I'm really excited to finally bring this video that I've been wanting to do for a while. This is um this is just a replay review of the most recent wind-up tournament that I entered. I've been having a ton of fun playing REDU, especially because I've been able to learn this deck. I never played this deck back in the day. Um, some of these cards came out as secret rares, so I obviously wasn't picking those up when I was in high school playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Um, but yeah, so really excited to bring this. I'm gonna try to blast through this intro really fast because there's a lot of games and the video's already probably like super long. Um, but yeah, I completely stole this deck from Marcus LOL. I almost never do that just because I do a lot of deck building myself, so it's very strange to just take someone else's deck completely, not make any decisions yourself. I actually messaged Marcus about this, asking him some questions about a different list that he had, where I was a little unsure about the side deck, and he said, "Why don't you just take this deck?" And this deck is, I would say, it's very standard. In the wind-up deck in general, I don't think that there's like a ton of choices really to be made. The like quote flex slots or the things that might differ between wind-up decks are probably these dualities. Um, I think you should be playing Messenger of Peace. Some lists don't, but you really should. Um, and I think the flex traps are probably like these guys on the end, like these chains and this mirror force. I would probably like to try this as like a second prison, maybe a compulse somewhere in here. Um, Veilers are good, maybe a main deck Veiler or two. I don't know. There are some things to try, but there's not too many things to change. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get through this real quick. Um, and then the side deck is also pretty standard. Uh, the Snowman Eaters are really good for spot removal because Thunder King is such a problem for you, and then it also, if Dino Rabbits don't go into Dolka, if they go into Lagia for whatever reason, um, this obviously just like wrecks them. D Fisher, super fucked up card. And then we have like, this is a ton of spell trap removal, but, and it seemed like a lot to me, but like the thing is, um, everyone is going to be siding in floodgates against you in every matchup, either Royal Decree or Rivalry, which is a huge problem. So siding four more pieces of spell trap destruction on top of your four main deck spell trap destruction ensures that you get to play the game and you don't have to deal with the floodgates. And then these are amazing versus things like Chaos Dragons and Agents. Um, and then in the extra deck, again, I think there's like no decisions to be made. I don't think a single card in the extra deck can change at all. Um, the things that maybe people change are like maybe they don't play the Soul. Maybe you can go without the Giga Brilliant. I don't know. I think both of these cards are so important, and I went into them so much, and they were exactly what I needed. Like I used every card in this extra deck several times in this tournament. Maybe I didn't go into the Roach, but I didn't play against Chaos Dragons. Like you need the Roach. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go through this real quick. There's a ton of like quote decision points throughout all of these matches, which is what's so cool about this format. I performed well enough in this tournament. No spoilers, but I don't even know how many misplays I must have made watching this through. I mean, probably close to a dozen, maybe over 6 or 8 misplays, like constantly. So like I'm still learning the deck. I'm still getting better. Um, yeah, I mean it's frustrating seeing misplays of mine because I want to play tight, but it's also a good opportunity to learn, and that's what I was hoping for with this video is maybe people better than me will watch this video and say, hey, you could have done this, you could have done that, because there are some points in this game where you're having to play through the back row, and it's really important to try to have a good prediction on what that back row is and how to bait it out. And sometimes I did well and sometimes I didn't, so definitely feel free to comment, give suggestions. Also, if people like this video, there's other tournaments I'd love to go through of mine, as well as I watch tons of replays of other players in this tournament, and I saw a lot of things that I really think people could do differently. So I'm happy to go through replays of other people as well. But yeah, hopefully this is fun. Hopefully people enjoy the video. So I'll jump into the first game. So we win dice. I did watch this one before I started recording today, so I remember not really loving my decisions in this game. I actually thought that I'd played well this tournament, and then I go to watch the replays, and I'm immediately not super happy with like my play game one. But that's okay. So I opened two of the tour guide targets. I only have one tour guide left, so this kind of puts me under pressure to normal summon the tour guide because it can be a dead draw. If I draw a tour guide, I just lost a draw phase because I'm gonna have to special summon it from my hand. So um, it encourages me to normal summon the tour guide here, and also I have protection, fiendish and mirror force protection. So I think that the right play here actually was um, to normal summon the tour guide, see about a hand trap, and then if he pulls a hand trap, that's fine. And then if not, I get to go boat. My boat can grab a rabbit from deck, and then I'm most likely gonna survive one turn with the boat, and I get to use my boat again, effect again the following turn, and now I'm just like, it's just I'm way ahead if I get to resolve boat twice, because the second boat will probably pull a magician. I have a rabbit in hand, so I already have a rabbit on field from the first turn of boat, so I can uh, rabbit target itself if I want to, magician resolve, get another magician, maybe normal summon the other rabbit, something like that. All of a sudden I'm like way up because each time the magician resolves it's +1. So and then each time the boat resolves it's +1. So I would just be up a million cards, and all I needed to do was survive one turn of my opponents. So I think I should have normal summoned the tour guide here. I normal summon the rabbit, make a more conservative play, and hope for like the tour guide to be like really good follow up. But yeah, I don't agree with this decision, so I'll try to speed it up. This is what I was worried about, that I'm going to take forever going through these games. So he normal summons the Venus, and I hit it with the Fiendish Chain. I was expecting him to be playing agents because I think I've seen this guy post like agent replays or something. But I also noticed that he's on 40 cards, not 42. So I was like, okay, so he's not net decking Pro Storm. But I still was expecting him to have the Lances and the Thunder Kings. Okay. Oh, and here's another thing. So this replay is going to look really weird because the obvious play here is to just normal summon Tour Guide, use the effect. I don't think this is a great play, so really not not a great first match from me, but I have a really hard read that this back row is a treacherous trap hole, because he could have MST'd or lanced the Fiendish Chain and resolved his Venus, which is like really what you want to do. So what would he be setting if it's not MST or Lance in his hand? So I'm just like really, really expecting that to be a treacherous. I don't want to go into my boat and just get treacherous. So I I kind of hope that he's a bad player. I set, and I'm hoping that he's gonna like treacherous my monsters to like kill a set, and he doesn't do it. So I set the Sangan to bait him, and he doesn't do it. Now I just get punished. He bounces for Birdman. I did not see that coming. I have not seen agents playing Birdman. I guess I just haven't played against agents really much in this format. My Mirror Force is sitting here dead. He resolves all of his effects. This isn't Tengu Plant, so he can't Trishul on me at least. But he does go Stardust, and now he has a Gotchi play, so now he has Stardust plus Gotchi, really annoying, and now this Mirror Force is not doing anything for me. And yeah, so again, this is weird that I searched the Magician, because I want, like, with this hand, you would think I would want to go Tour Guide into Boat plus Shark, but I have a really strong read that is a treacherous back there. So, and then I draw into the dead Tour Guide. So I'm getting punished for playing badly this game, and honestly, whatever, I deserve it. But what was the Magician search for? Let me think. So I must just want to start plussing with this rabbit. Yeah, that must be it. But he can chain treacherous to this, so I don't know about that one. Okay, but yeah, I get the quick +1. And now what I'm trying to do is get like a rabbit floating with Magician. I still don't know if this was a great play. But yeah, he rips the Tour Guide. Goes Lev. These guys are both 29, which is annoying. And then he does, so it was a treacherous, so it was a correct read, but he changed it to the rabbit effect, so he did not make a mistake like I was hoping. He cooks me. I'm like pretty cooked right now. I'm just in a terrible spot. Like all my cards are dead. I mean, I drew this tour guide dead, so now this is not even in my hand basically. This Mirror Force is dead into the Stardust, and this Dark Hole is dead into the Stardust. So I have one card, and it's tour guide plus I have the Rabbit floating, and I'm facing down Gotchi plus 2 2900 monsters. Very, very bad position. I draw Avarice, which is not live either. So I declare tour guide effect, grab the tour guide from hand. I'm just in a horrible position. I think what I end up doing is going into the Tempo because I'll be able to remove everything off this Gotchi and get bigger than both of these monsters. Oh, I went boat. Oh, yeah, I'm going... Okay, so I'm doing this because I have the Avarice in hand, so I want to just get more cards rotating in the graveyard. This is not a burned Zen Mighty. It's like turning on my Avarice instead. Okay, so now I get the Rabbit Special Magician. Okay, this is fine. I'm probably gonna... I think I'm probably gonna Rabbit banish the Magician. Oh, I Rabbit banished the boat. I don't know. I think, oh, you know what? I'm going 3+4, which is really good if I went Maestroke, but I actually think that I go Utopia, which doesn't really make sense. I think this should be a Maestroke. Yeah, I think this should have been a Maestroke because Tempo plus Maestroke is actually really good. I'm trying to remember why I went Utopia here. But yeah, banishing the boat is really ugly. I guess I just wanted to get a couple cards. Yeah, I don't like this, honestly. I don't think that this is great play. I think that it would have been fine doing this to get Maestroke. I just feel like I'm not going to have very many turns left, and I really want to clear what I can. But yeah, this should have been a Maestroke, really. Okay, so now I'm going to detach his Lev so he can't get bigger than any of my stuff. This Maestroke would have been 28, so really ugly. And now I could have, so the Maestroke could have attacked over the Stardust, and I could have Torrentialed right here on this BLS, and both of these could have defended themselves. So yeah, this is just, you know, this is what I get for playing like this. I think the Maestroke would have had to set the Stardust. But yeah, and then I guess it wouldn't have mattered because he wouldn't have priority in this format. So here's where the rolling thing happens. So he attacks with this Leviathan. I put this thing to 2700, so he should know that he's attacking into a 2700 monster. But finally I have this Mirror Force down, and that's why I Torrential with Stardust up. I was hoping to get the Stardust off the field so I can maybe Mirror Force. And then I don't want to spend too much time on this, but he says like, oh, never mind about the attack after he declared it, and I tell him like I'm thinking on the attack. Then he starts blaming me and saying that I misplayed, and I'm like about to just let him take it, but then he says he's going to call the judge, and then the judge says like, you attacked. So yeah, that happens, and he ends up losing all of his resources because of that. And he quits. So really ugly first game from me, honestly. And again, I don't really like getting into it with people online like this. So just weird first game. Just want to, play better the next game. I open Tour Guide again. I side in these Black Horns. And I open Sangan again. I think I opened Tour Guide Sangan both games. So I crashed the Sangan in to hopefully get a Shark. Yeah, okay, cool. I did a little bit better this time. Okay, and I set 2. I'm holding my space for the Decree if he wants to flip it, or set it and flip it rather. He has the Venus again, and I could have held the Chain and Blackhorned the Gotchi, but like I'd rather save this for BLS Hyperion, something like that. And then he immediately banishes the Venus to bring down the Hyperion. And it goes right into a Blackhorn. Then he reborn, so he's committing like everything just to stick a Hyperion. So I don't know. And he saw me search Shark, so like he should expect that I have something in my hand to summon, so I don't really think this is good into a known shark. I think that he's probably playing on tilt because of the weird interaction in game 1. So I go boat, I drew into the judgment, so I'm feeling great right now. Magician Shark, that's what it's all about. And now I think I'm being cautious and don't want to attack into... and then, this is kind of funny. So the first game, I felt like my 4 should have been My Stroke, and now this game, I actually think that this 4 should have been Utopia. Actually, no. Sorry, My Stroke is fine because I'm trying to play around Honest. Never mind. Okay, but yeah, My Stroke again, and then attacking direct with or attacking with this Tiras. Now I'm not punished by Gores, so fine position here, and then I have a Judgment down to hopefully ensure that this carrier is going to survive a turn. So he goes and crashes into my Maze Stroke with a Sangan, searches an Orange Light, so now he's just hoping. And he has BLS again, but I have the Judgment, lucky me. So he's just hoping that I will play into the Orange Light that he just searched by like detaching from my carrier, which is weird because I just have game on board with Tiras, so like I drew into the warning, so I could have killed him next turn if I wanted to play around Gores, but there's no need. So I just kill him and he quits. Yeah. So that was a weird one. We'll just skip past that. This game is against Ricky, who's very, very good, always plays heroes. And yeah, so he wins dice, goes first. This is just going to be a standard open. He's just going to stick his Stratos with all his traps. Get his Alias with a Spark. Yeah, this deck, like, I don't know. I feel like this deck draws like the same hand every game. And then on my side, I have Sangan again, Magician, Warning. This Dark Hole is like not the best into this deck, so I just activate the Messenger because I don't have a good hand, and I'm hoping that he has to like Gemini Spark this. I want him to use something on that card so that maybe my other stuff can resolve. Normal summons the Alias, goes straight to battle phase, spaces, and then attacks into my Sangan, get the Sharks, and now I have Magician Shark, Dark Hole, then he hits me for 18, that's fine. So I have a space. Oh, and this is another thing. So when I'm playing, I'm generally assuming people try to get their summon stops down turn 1, so I'm expecting there's something good in these 2 cards. And then I'm expecting maybe a Spark on the other side now that his Alias is down. So that's kind of my read right now. I'm expecting a summon stop somewhere in these 2. Oh, and I think he added the Torrential off duality. So I'm expecting... did he actually? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Whatever. So anyways, first I'm going to Dark Hole, see if he has, because I think I have a warning down, yeah, see if he has like a Starlight or a Judgment, which I don't expect him to Judgment this, or he also might Spark, Chain Spark on this. He does, so that eliminates the Spark, and he misses the 50-50 and hits my space, which is great. So I win that 50-50 exchange, and I space a warning. Okay, and then like I said, I was expecting because these are the first cards that he set, so I was expecting these to be the best answer to whatever my turn 1 play would be. So I clear the Torrential, and now he's left with just a Bottomless, and I have Magician Shark. I don't know what this, I have no information about this card. This was a set last turn, but he set it with Torrential and Warning, so you know, this could just be like a Space Typhoon or something. But yeah, I just go for it. Just go Magician Shark. And I am thinking what the best play is here. So I could, if I'm playing around, I mean, he didn't set double Torrential, you know, so I'm not playing around Torrential, but his deck plays like every good trap card, so it could be anything. It's not a warning, obviously, because he let me do this. It's not a torrential because I don't think he's setting double, and it could very well be a battle trap or just a bluff, but he didn't have any protection, so it's probably not a bluff. He's probably not oversetting. Okay, so I just go for it. I'm just like, he has one card. I'm just gonna go for it. I have warning backing me up, but he has the bottomless. So I do go into my boat, hoping for this to survive a turn. And then I go into Zen Mains. I don't know about this Zen Mains. I think I just don't want to die. And here, this is a little bit soft on my part. He normal summons the Thunder King, and I have a warning, and man, it would be fine to use this warning here, but I'm just like, he just wins once he Miracle Fusions, but not even really, because I have the Zen Mains up. Maybe I just warning here. Maybe this isn't the right play again. So again, maybe not my best play. I think maybe I have to warning there. I don't know. I just like really expected him to just slam a Miracle Fusion. Yeah, maybe I should have gone warning here. Top deck the factory, and then I wasn't sure about this ruling, but we got it in the channel, in the judge channel, that Thunder King is going to die, and then I'm going to get the factory ad. So pretty lucky. I just get a rabbit to start floating with. He actually has another Thunder King, and I'm just like, okay, no, we're not doing it. You already showed you don't have the Miracle. Okay, so he immediately warnings my rabbit, so I just want to kill him next turn, so I just push with the Zen Mains, set the factory as a bluff. Oh, I don't even set it. Interesting. There's the Miracle. Okay, so this is what I was worried about. This was just going to put me in a horrible position, but he summons the Shining in defense position because he doesn't want me to crash my Zen Mains, I guess. He's just too low. I rip into Duality, and I see Reborn, and I just think that this is going to help me close out the game with Factory up, double Factory actually. So now I think I set this, I set this Factory as a bluff, and I just hope that I can get to next turn. I draw Torrential, which is great, because he's so low, I just need to clear his board. Okay, so I target the rabbit, he Judgments, and I just set my Torrential. I still feel ahead right now, because I'm just thinking once he summons something, I can Torrential, and just most likely my Zen Mains will survive. It'll clear whatever card he has set, and I can add off Factory and hope to win off of that because he's so low. Draws into Rhoda and sets it to try to show that he has like strength, like show that he, is drawing protection. I rip into Rat, which is awesome. Flip the second Factory, and I'm hoping to just resolve this because if I can get the rabbit on field, it's not likely that I die, and I can just add a really strong play to push through whatever he's got because I just need to push through for one more attack. So I think I add, Magician Shark because this is just going to open a ton of plays. Okay, he rips Duality. So now I have like basically full information on him. I see that he adds the Spark. And now he reveals a set Rhoda. So I know his hand is Alias Spark plus just, I don't know this back row. He normal summons the Alias. And I'm thinking here, like, if I Torrential and then he chains Gem Spark, he can clear this Zen Mains, but he's normal summoned. And I will have this Rat that can just lock this back row, and I can just Magician Shark and kill because I know his hand is Gem Spark. He'll get one more draw, but it's probably just gonna be like curtains. I'll probably win. So I just Torrential right here. I could have actually activated Rabbit Effect on summon and Chain Link 2 Torrential, I think, to make this Shining mistiming. Maybe that would have been better, but I just really think that I'm going to close the game out right here because he's not going to have a summon. So here I think that maybe this guy Ricky thinks that I'm like bad, probably because he does not respond. He does not chain the Gemini Spark from his hand. He does this because uh, he wants to chain Gemini Spark to my Rabbit effect. He thinks that I'm going to chain Rabbit to be super greedy, get these like factories to resolve, and just pop with Zen mains and just win the game. But because he doesn't respond, I can just end this chain. So if I just let this resolve, don't chain my Rabbit effect, he's going to be left with a Gemini Spark in hand, whatever this back row is, and he'll get back his alias off the Shining effect. But I'll just pop this back row and just win next turn. So he just leaves it in my hands. I just let it resolve and he just concedes. Okay. Now he's going first, opens the Thunder King, which is super annoying. Leads with alias, set 4. Yeah, this is not great. He has double spark, torrential, starlight. So he actually, the double spark's pretty good. Yeah, he's a pretty good hand, and he has Thunder King. I opened Sangan for the 4th time in 4 games. So I just, it's always Sangan, Magician. Yeah, I don't know. But I opened Reborn, which is great with Factory. I just need to resolve this Sangan. So I put up the Messenger so that he can't Thunder King over my Sangan. He does have the Thunder King. I don't have any protection except for the Messenger. He also has the Spark. Sparks my Messenger. And then he's going to attack over my Sangan. So I'm just like, I'm so down. Like, so down. And then he sets another card, which means he probably has protection. I wasn't reading Starlight. I was thinking maybe he has Judgment. But yeah, he's just Thunder King set 4. I have nothing. I have double Magician, the Factory that can't search, and a Dust. Like I'm in a pretty bad spot. My Magician goes to the graveyard. I draw into Torrential, set 2. He does not play into the Torrential. Sets his 5th back row, so he definitely has protection back here. So I know that it's over. I'm just gonna, chuck up a prayer, see if I can Sangan Torrential myself. Then I'll have Magician Shark. He Starlights, and then I just want to see one more card. He doesn't want to show it to me, and I tell him like, "Can we resolve this?" And then it's just a warning. This doesn't really tell me anything. I just know that he's playing Starlight. Okay, so we go into game 3. I get to go first this time. That Thunder King was a problem, so I think I bring in my Snowman. Yeah, I bring in my Snowman Eaters. So I just lead with the Snowman Eater, hoping that he's going to lead with either like an alias, not spark my face down, or like a Thunder King, expecting me to... Oh, I drew Sangan again for the 5th time. He opens Double Miracle, Rhoda E-Call, Spark, Maxi. Pretty good. But this deck just draws like that. This deck is like really, really strong. I don't know why more people don't play it. I think it's crazy. I think you just like always have a chance to OTK with this deck. It's just very good. But yeah, he has the Max Season going second. Attacks into this, and it's a Snowman. Pop it, which is great. So I'm feeling good. He's shuffling his hand. You know he's upset, which is great. I draw into Monster Reborn. Okay, so yeah, this is the turn. So I make one major mistake that I will say on this turn. I make a decision and I do not completely commit to it. So I could make a very offensive push, hope that he does not have Max C in his hand, because I could just Dust Tornado this back row, normal summon like a Sangan, overlay 3 with a Factory up, maybe Reborn, and put like 4,000 or something, get a search off the Factory, have like Rat, Shark, something like that, hoping he doesn't have Max C. But instead I like halfway commit to just doing a slow turn. I normal summon the Sangan without dusting this back row because I want to see if he's going to respond to this. I guess there's really no reason why he would respond to this. I wanted to see if he would Max C before I overlay, and then I wasn't going to do the play. He doesn't, so then I do dust the back row, and I do activate the factory, and he still does not max see me. So I think he doesn't have it at this point. So then I just go into my boat, and he does have the max C. So the thing about this deck is the only hand traps they're going to play are max C, and he plays Honest as well. I know that they don't play Gores or any of that stuff, so I would kill him right here if I knew how to do it. I do not think that I have an OTK line. It turns out that I do. Marcus LOL commented on this replay after the tournament, said I had an OTK line, and I was just like, I don't think that I did, because I had literally like nothing going on. I have no wind-up monsters in the graveyard, rat in hand, like nothing. So I did not think I had an OTK line. He told me that I did. I sat and played this handout, and it took like a little bit of time, but I did find it. If you guys want to try to find it, go for it. After these replays, I'll probably just do the line afterwards. Maybe I'll like cut it in here or something. But yeah, I do actually have an OTK line here. I didn't see it. Had I thought about it and known I had an OTK line, I would absolutely go for it, because I do not respect like Gores or anything in like the Bubble Man deck. But anyways, I didn't think that I did, so I just go and grab a rabbit. I think I pushed for a little bit of damage, because like I said, I don't expect anything. I only gave him one draw, so like I think that that's a win. I mean, I got my carrier up. There's no protection for it, so it's probably gonna die. But I at least got my factory plus rabbit up, and now I'm still traumatized by that Thunder King, so I'm not thinking about him killing me. Like, the likelihood that he kills me after I gave him one draw off max C is not very high. I just don't want him to Thunder King shut me down. So in the standby phase, I trigger my rabbit before he can normal summon a Thunder King. And oh, another thing. Here is the real mistake. It's almost never correct to summon this in attack position. I do it way too much. I'm trying not to do it so much. But yeah, in general, this should almost never be summoned in attack position. And that is going to cost me this game for sure. For sure, 100%. This is going to cost me. So this is a mistake. But yeah, he has no graveyard setup. Only at 5 cards in hand, so I don't think that he's going to kill me, because I'm at 8,000 with... I had 2 bodies on board, but now I have 1. But yeah, he goes... yeah, this deck is just ridiculous. He goes Alias, Overlay for Bubble Man. I'm sorry, for Excalibur, Miracle, half, Miracle again. And I'm just like, bro, fuck you. But yeah, this is just game. Because this is 2,200 damage, because he gets to half my attack position monster. If this was in defense, this is actually not game. But yeah, so this is 2,200 damage. This is 4,000, obviously. And then 35 more. If this was not an attack position, he can only do 75. He does have Solemn Judgment backup, so I probably would go... I'd get my rabbit back. I'd probably... I'd either normal summon Rat, or I would standby phase Rabbit and search Magician Shark and go Magician Shark into this board. But like, he's gonna Judgment the normal summon most likely, and then I have Reborn follow up, and I think that I'm gonna die no matter what. I don't think there's a way to live here. But yeah, so this should not be summoned in attack position in general. I know that's a mistake. And then I also missed lethal, but I'm not too upset about missing lethal, just because it was really hard. Even when I sat down being told that I had a lethal line, it was still really hard to find. So that's okay. Not the best start. We're 1-1 now after 2 rounds. Hate losing early. But he's a really good player, so it's fine to lose to him. At least we put up like a decent match. Okay. So yeah, like I had said earlier, there is a lethal line in that game against Ricky. Marcus had mentioned in the chat right after I was starting to not feel so bad about missing or losing this match. He was like, oh, you missed lethal, by the way. So then I was back to being angry. But yeah, so he had said that there was a lethal line. I remember trying to figure it out like a week or 2 ago when it had happened, and it took me a while. Now I completely forgot it, so we'll just try to figure it out again. So I know that I needed to normal summon the Rat for it to be a lethal line. I ended up normal summoning the Sangan in that game, but we're just going to pretend this is the Snowman Eater that I had on the field. So I had to normal summon the rat. I remember it was very weird the way to do it. So I had to normal summon the rat. Obviously, I had to overlay these guys into a boat in attack position because I want to kill them this turn. And I'm sure I had to detach the rat, resolve the factory, and I'm sure that this had to get me a magician. I'm sorry, a shark to my hand, and I feel like. So the thing that you would expect is that I have to special summon the magician from this carrier and reborn the rat, but I remember it being really weird, so I feel like it wasn't a magician. I feel like I have to reborn or special a no, there's no way. It's got to be a magician. Let's just figure it out. I feel like it was a magician. Oh shit. I'm supposed to add this. Reborn rat. Special shark. Activate this. So this has been used. And now neither. Yeah, I think this is it. So now neither of these rats have been used. This one was summoned off magician. This was summoned off of boat. So all I needed was Pap to hit this guy, and now they both can get threes. So this. Oh, yeah. This one. This goes to a 3. It's gonna have to be a lev because you have to be able to detach the shark, this guy, and then this will get a Giga Brilliant is 12 plus 18 because it's gonna add 12 or 300 times 4, which is 1200, and then Acid Golem is 3000, which is the same as 12 plus 18, so it doesn't make a difference if this is an Acid Golem or a Giga Brilliant. I mean, technically it should be a Giga Brilliant because it's just a better card, but I'm pretty sure this was the lethal line because we have 4 monsters, so we need them to average 2000 attack, which they definitely do. So it would be 2500, 3000, 1500. Yeah, so I did have lethal. It was a pretty weird line, but yeah, next time, better know. Factory plus reborn plus rat is lethal if you have a 3. I don't know, man. I just was not going to find this, but yeah, I did have lethal against Ricky. Oh, jeez, that was loud. Okay. Here is round 3. Played against this guy before, Nugs. He's a nice guy. He usually plays Rabbit, but I think I noticed that he was on Grand Soil Machina, which I was surprised by because it's such a different deck from like Rescue Rabbit. But yeah, I win dice. I open Tour Guide plus Factory, which is awesome. Looks like I'm going to Duality first. I could have Tour Guide, Special Tour Guide, Boat. I don't like burning my boat, but Tour Guide's a normal summon, Rat's a normal summon, and then I'm going to add the Rabbit normal summon here. So, like, I already have 2 normal summons in hand, but I do have to use this Duality, so I guess that's why I did it. I searched the Rabbit, and opening Factory Rabbit is, like, as good as it gets. I also have the Warning and Torrential, which is great with it. So, yeah, I just Rabbit outside of the main phase to play around Veiler. I know that he's playing the Grand Soul Machina deck, which plays a ton of hand traps, Maxi and Veiler, which are really good against this deck. But other than that, you can stomp this deck because they cannot really stop your plays. So you can just go into Shockmaster and stop, and their hand traps no longer work. So you can just kill pretty easily. But yeah, I just Rabbit. I'm probably gonna add a Shark, and I set the warning instead of the Torrential because I don't want a Torrential on like their best normal summons are Card Trooper and Gear Frame. They also summon normal summon Card. Those are like their starters. So I don't want to Torrential on like a Gear Frame or a Trooper. I just want a warning it. Opens with the trade-in, I think, pretending I have Solemn Judgment. Never let him know your next move. Okay, he summons the Card Trooper, and I warning this because he's about to hit me for 19 and get potentially 5 Earths in grave if he hits 3 monsters, but he's not going to hit 3, but he could get like a Fortress in rotation, get more Earths, get a floating Trooper. I just don't want to deal with it, so I just say, let's use this warning right now because this deck draws a lot of cards, so the longer the warning is down, the more susceptible it is to getting spaced and things like that. Okay. Also, he sets 2 back row. So that deck does not play any protection. It's literally just Space Typhoon or Reckless Greed. So I'm not going to space these back rows because most likely they're going to flip them themselves. He's probably going to space to try to pop my factory or Reckless Greed when he decides he needs cards. So here I Rabbit in main phase, hoping that he's going to Veiler me because I want him to burn it on the Rabbit. He does not, and he does not Space Typhoon. So confused by that, but I've searched Magician Shark, so he's aware that I have this. So I go Magician Shark, and he doesn't respond. And I'm just like, okay, well, he's cooked. But he actually had a Chalice set. I was very surprised by this. But yeah, not a bad play. So here I just attack with the Magician because I might go into Maestroke in defense position main phase 2, so I don't want to summon my Maestroke in attack position. Or I also want to see if he's going to drop a Trag or like chain. Yeah, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have. Yeah, I wanted to see if he was going to like chain Reckless, go and like summon a Gores or something, because that would kind of inform what rank 4 I want to go into. But yeah, I just wanted to get a little bit of damage, see if he had anything, and then get my Maestroke in defense position. This is the better card than Utopia when I have a Torrential set and I have a Rabbit floating. So he Reckless Greeds. This is something I've noticed with people that play this deck. They flip their own Reckless Greed. Unprompted, they keep flipping their own Reckless Greed, which is like, it's not great. Like when you flip your own Reckless Greed, you don't even get a card out of it, like your opponent MSTing it or something. And you just lock yourself for 2 draw phases. You really have to hope that you draw into another Reckless Greed or a trade-in because this is not great. Because if he doesn't, these are the 6 cards he has for the next 3 turns, which is it's just not very good compared to like what I have going on. Okay, summons the Gear Frame. This is why I wanted to get my Maestroke in defense position. Searches the Fortress. And then he goes for the Fortress. So pitches a card. Now he has 3 Earths here and 2 Earths here. So this looks like a juicy Torrential, but I am suspicious that this guy is trying to bait me to drop a Grand Soil. And yep, he has two Grand Soils. So I'm very suspicious that he's just trying to bait me into giving him 5 Earths and drop a Grand Soil. So I'm just like thinking, and I don't like dealing with this Fortress, but also like, it's not a big deal. What's he gonna do? Take 1 material off my Maestroke? Like, it's fine. So I just let him. I just let him. I don't Torrential. I want to hold this. I also don't believe he has Heavy Storm because he would have led with that for sure. So, or Space Typhoon even, because he would have just popped this and made a really aggressive play. So I don't think that he has any removal, and I do think that he has Grand Soil. So yeah, he does not get Torrential, so he just takes a piece off my Maestroke and then puts the Gear Frame in the back row. Okay, here I have Tour Guide plus Shark, and I have Rabbit that could just banish itself and turn on my factory. So I'm weighing. Oh, and I have the rat. So I'm weighing my decisions. My board is going to be clogged if I grab the magician and go magician shark like this. But this gives me the best follow up because tour guide on its own is just a really good card. He Veilers my rat, and I can't chain rabbit because rat needs to get to defense position to resolve, but this factory will resolve because I did activate the effect. I get another rat, so now it just replaced itself. And I can also make this into a boat because I want to continue my play. I want to grab a magician from deck and special the shark and then make my play. But what am I going to end up doing to this? That's what I'm not sure about, because what's the best way to clear this fortress? And I have 2 bodies on field already, so I don't have much room. Let's see what I do. Grab the magician. This is probably going to be a Tyrus play if I had to guess. Whoops. Okay. So why did I get a magician when I could have just gotten shark? No one knows. Yeah, this magician didn't need to come out. I guess I'm thinning. I don't know. That's fine. But yeah, I'm going to Space Typhoon, pop the gear frame, and then I'm going to attack. This fortress will get a pop, but it is not going to be my Tyrus because this cannot be destroyed by card effects. So he pops my boat, which is nice because this boat already got its value. This magician here is not doing anything for me. But I do poke in. I don't mind poking in to Gore's Trag because this Tyrus pops at the end of the battle phase. This card's just crazy. So he's in a bad position. Like I said, he flipped this Reckless Greed unprompted. I think no. Oh yeah, I burned my MST. I was going to say, it's nice to have an MST to set to pop an end phase Reckless Greed if they draw into a Reckless Greed. But yeah, he did have the Grand Soil that I suspected. I tell him summon successful in the weirdest way possible, and then I ask him what he wants to revive, and he gets the Trooper. This is a very, very, very responsible move. He must have expected this to be a Torrential Tribute, so good read, because he did not take the Fortress, which would have been just a tiny bit greedy, but like he's in a pretty bad spot, so like I kind of get being greedy. But he picks the Card Trooper, very mature. And my monsters cannot be destroyed by card effect right now, so like, yeah, I'm just up. But he does get the draw off the Trooper. Now he actually puts me in a bad spot because he summons this fucking massive thing, and he destroys my Mace Stroke. Why? We do not know, because he could have killed this Tyrus, but this Tyrus is just going to lose its material because it doesn't have anything to attack, I guess. I pull into another tour guide. So, yep, drew another tour guide dead. That's what I do. So that I just lost a draw phase there. That sucks. I just summoned my rat that he already knows about. And here, the nice thing about rat into max C is I can just sit here because this rabbit can just chill, and then I can resolve my factory. I probably get I get another rat. So this is another normal summon, so this could have been a shark. Nah, I think a rat is fine here. Because, yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to lose the last material on my Tyrus. He's going to lose his last draw phase, and I'm just in a very safe position. This thing can't do battle damage to me. And my rabbit can activate his effect on my opponent's turn, resolve this factory, keep plussing, and then this rat comes back and gets to revive another monster. So it's just very, very good rotating this rat plus rabbit, and I have another rat in hand, so that's just big plays. He doesn't have a battle phase this turn because I popped his Grand Soil last turn. He summons another Grand Soil from hand. I don't know what he's up to right now. He must feel a lot of pressure from this board. I think that he's fine to just sit there because I have to find a way out of this Beast Machine King but he does it for me. He goes into this Hieratic Sun. So this is like not a bad board, but I don't know if he needed to do this. And then I find out that this card does not target, so I just chain my Rabbit effect. He reveals his last card as Space Typhoon. Nothing wrong with him playing Space Typhoon there because this is the best time to play it. But yeah. this just guarantees that I'm going to kill him because I have 2 rank 3 plays in my hand. I have this into Leviathan and another one into Acid Golem. So Acid Golem can just crash, and then these guys add up to 51, which is what he's at. So take game 1. I think this is a good matchup for windups. Okay, game 2. I draw, great again. Rabbit, Magician, Factory, perfect. And then I have the MST because this deck inside Rivalries and Decrees. I do not space this back row because if it's like a rivalry or something, I just want to chain the space to the rivalry so that it doesn't resolve. I don't want to blind space like a Reckless, even though it's not that bad because, like I said, it forces him to play it and then draw lock himself. But, yep, I just go straight into the battle phase, activate my Rabbit effect so that he can't Veiler me, and then I just add Magician Shark. I have Space Typhoon, so the only risk here really... Oh, I just saying it again. The only risk here really is him killing me, which he totally can do. He just has to summon like a Gear Frame and then drop Fortress, and it's actually not really that easy for him to OTK me from 8,000, honestly. He would need a lot, actually. So yeah, he doesn't even make a play. We can check in on what he's up to. So he has his big 8s, but no trade-in. And he has the Trag in hand, but he has the Max C, which is good for him. He wants to draw Max C against me. So we just go Magician Shark. I chain the space. Actually, does this miss timing? Because this is when you can. So if he chained Gozen to the normal summon of Magician, I actually don't know if I can Shark there. Because I'm going to chain... He chains Gozen. I'm going to chain MST. I don't think I can drop my Shark there. I didn't even realize this had happened just because I don't ever read these cards. Or cards in general. So I just know you chain the the Shark to the summons of windups. But I think it has to be directly in response to the summon. So I don't think I can actually Shark there. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think this is going to change anything in this game. I think that he's like pretty cooked no matter what. So here I at least resolve my Magician just to get another Rabbit floating. So I'm just up cards. This is not neg into the Max C. I now have double Rabbit with a big board. I'm super wide right now. So I can dodge and protect any monster that I choose. So I'll just stick here. And I'm also not going to attack into potential Gores or Trag because I'm going to shock lock him. So I'm just going to permanently turn off those cards. And here... he gives me back the pluses he took from the Maxi because he feels the need to summon this right now. He banishes from hand, which I didn't even know you could do because obviously I don't read these cards. But he banishes from hand his Cannon and his Grand Soil. This is just crazy to me because like the Cannon is a monster reborn for your fortress. The Grand Soil is a 2800 attack monster reborn. So you're just, and they're both trade-in targets. So you're sacrificing this to summon an from hand, which is like, he is like down so bad doing a play like this. I mean, he's got to be in just a horrible position. Yeah, he has no offensive plays, and he's already seen that I'm just not going to attack into empty field. He's already seen that last turn that I'm not doing it. So he feels the need to do this. He attacks my Shark, and I'm just like, okay. I don't know if he was hoping for me to like Rabbit protect my Shark. But I was totally fine with this because I didn't want him to have a chance to redeclare an attack and kill like a Rabbit or a Magician. So I'm just like, yeah, kill the Shark. End phase, I Rabbit, get my searches, or my one search rather. And I don't do the other one, I believe, because I can just trigger that next turn with the Magician and the Factory that hasn't resolved. I keep drawing into monsters. I'm like out of monsters in my deck almost. But yeah, I do this in the standby phase, so you can't Veiler me. And now I'm going to resolve my Magician. So what do we do? Okay, so I just wanted to jump into back into this replay starting from right here because watching it back, I think literally from this turn forward I play really, really bad for the rest of this game. So I just want to talk about it because I don't think I covered it well enough. From this turn forward, I am not going to play well. I think I mentioned that the outs to this card are like Adrius and Maystroke, and actually from this board I have Adrius and Maystroke. I can do both. So I can out this card through Valor because I have 2 outs to it that I can make right now, and this is really the only threat to me. I'm just too Shockmaster brained going into this deck, but he has such low resources that I don't think Shockmaster is necessary, so I really think that going Adrius Maystroke was the play right here, and it's not what I'm going to do, so I just want to go through it real quick. So I trigger my Rabbit to trigger my Magician, get a special summon Magician from deck. So right here, this Magician's been used, this Rabbit's been used. I'm going to get my search off of my factory, and I can special summon my Shark, trigger this other Magician, and then I can special summon another Shark from deck. So that would be Shark plus Shark, Magician plus Magician, which is 4 and 5. So I can make Maystroke Adrius and out this card through a Valor, which is what I should have done, what I wanted to do. But instead, I'm going to go Shockmaster. Yeah, I don't really super agree with this. And then I the rest of these turns, I also don't play well with this Shockmaster either. I MST there, which I mentioned is a huge mistake because he could chain Gozen, but it would be weird for him to have held it for this long. But I also could have allowed him to draw into a hand trap right there. So now instead, I'm going to go with a 3 to get back my it's so that I can get use out of this Rabbit that would have just sat here otherwise. So now this Rat and this Rabbit can be a 3. But yeah, I'm going to go into my Rat to take back a Shark to get an Adrius, and this gets Valored. And now this can be a 3 right here. And then the 3 that I choose is Zen Mains, which is fine. But again, I think that this is a misplay. So I don't crash this Zen Mains into this because I want to use my Shockmaster call monsters, which is weird with the Zen Mains up anyways, but not really because he has to clear this Adrius. So I want to call monsters, but I could have just used this turn to call spells so that I can end phase pop this with my Zen Mains, which would have been fine because he had the first out to my Adrius, which was the out for this So he heavies me just my factory. That's fine. It's gotten so much advantage already. He clears the Adrius. That makes sense. And then he sets one. So I'm going to play poorly this turn as well, if I'm remembering the replay. So here we go. So I don't activate the Shockmaster effect main phase 1 because I want to use the Zen Mains to clear. So I am planning on calling spells with this Shockmaster. Why I don't call spells main 1, I don't know. I guess I'm not expecting a Chalice back there, but I know that I'm going to call spells. So again, this doesn't make any sense because I want to trigger my monster effect this turn. So I should have called spells right here. I wait till main phase 2 to call it. Super ugly. Call spells. Put this down. Then this is, again, this is fine. I mean, I have the, nope, okay, never mind. Yeah. So this Rat is sitting here. This Rabbit's been used, so this could be a 3. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. This could have been a 3, so it could have been like a... I already burned my Zen Mains. I don't really want to make a boat, so... Did I call monsters? I called spells. So, like, I could have made a boat, and I could have gotten a 4 from deck, and this could have been a Utopia, so I could have made boat Utopia. It's not as big of a misplay as... I don't even know if that's the right play, but my other plays are far worse. Let's see if I play badly the rest of the way. This is fine. the last thing that I'll mention is, because I'm gonna keep the other stuff that I'd recorded. The last thing that I'll mention is right here. Technically, there's one card I'm not playing through, which could hurt me, which is Gores. So if he Reckless and drew that Gores, I am in a bad way right here, because I don't have anything that's bigger than it. I've burned so many of my extra deck monsters. So Zen Mains is out, Maestroke is out, not even that it helps. Giga Brilliant has been used, and my board is clogged. Adrius has been used. So if he had a Gores right there, I really need to get to Tiras, probably. Or I guess I could get to an Acid Golem. But yeah, Gores would have hurt really badly here. That's all I wanted to add in, is like I don't normally play into Gores and things like that against this deck, and I did right here. And I just wanted to highlight that I don't think that this is very tight play. Okay, so continuing on, this is our round 4. So we're 2-1, so we battled back. I don't think that we played the greatest the first 3 rounds, but we're 2-1. It's 6 rounds, so I know I need to basically win the rest of the rounds to top at X1. We get paired up against this guy, really nice guy, and he is playing Grand Solar Machina again. We just showed that that's a pretty good matchup. We lose dice. He forgets to draw, but I think he draws right there. Okay. So yeah, we lose dice. He goes first. He opens Duality. I'm not sure if I'd seen Duality in this deck. Yeah, I think they play it, because they do have a lot of starters where they just are normal summon passing with like a card or something. But yeah, so this I do think is a mistake. I don't know why he added a Fortress there off Duality, because he's not summoning it this turn. I definitely would have added the Trooper, because it just floats. It's annoying. And it starts his graveyard, but he goes with a Fortress, summons the Gear Frame, which makes this Fortress again confusing, adds the cannon. So now I'm assuming he has Fortress plus a machine plus cannon, because he wants to go possibly double Fortress, special 1 Fortress, and then cannon special the other, burst damage, or like Fortress card, special the Fortress, and then have cannon follow up as a reborn. But yeah, so he starts off pretty slow. We start off with a bad hand. This is like kind of like the important hands to play through in windups, in my opinion, because like we have stuff, but it's not really doing anything just yet. We have the Rat, which is great. We have the Factory, which is great, but we don't have a target for it. We have the Magician, which is great, but again, we don't have the Shark or the Rabbit, which can just instantly resolve their effects to resolve a Factory or a Magician. So my thinking here is, okay, I am going to set the Magician so that I can set the Torrential behind it, get it to the graveyard, activate my Rat effect with Factory up so that I can get a search off. Even though it's not that great of a play, it will at least get a search off for me with my Factory, so that I can find another piece, possibly a Rabbit, to just keep resolving its effect and adding pieces, and it can just get me started. I'm also setting the MST so that he can't set like a Reckless and draw off of it. So the MST is a really low value card game 1 against this deck, because they don't set anything that you want to MST. So I don't mind setting 2 to possibly get stormed, with one of them being an MST. And also it covers my Torrential, because if he blind spaces, he might hit the worst card in my deck against him, which is MST. Okay, so he cannot get through this Magician because it's 18, just like this. He reveals he did have the second Fortress. I know that he has cannon in hand. So here we can Torrential. I know that he has the cannon follow-up, but honestly, the longer these cards stay down, the riskier it is, because they could get heavy stormed, because he draws a lot of cards with his card, with his Trooper, with his trade-ins, with his Reckless. So, and I want this Magician in the graveyard, because I just want to resolve the effect with Factory up to get a search, to get my deck started. So I Torrential here. I definitely torrential. Yeah, I torrential here because I just want to get started. I'm also hoping that he will burn his cannon to just stick a fortress, because this kind of tells me that he's weak. He's scared that I'll like go into. I assume he doesn't have gores or anything. Yeah, he's scared that I'll just kill him if he doesn't put something on the board. So this tells me he probably doesn't have any protection, no Veiler, no Maxi, no Trag, gores. I'm guessing. So this tells me that he's presenting like very weak. And I got him to burn all of his stuff, but he is getting close to the 5 Earths, which you don't want him to have. I draw into another rat. So this does at least inform me what my search has to be. I could have gone like rat, get a rabbit to just get like some stuff going. But with a rat in hand, I'm definitely going to want to get a shark because it's going to be much better, because I'll be able to go rat, get back magician, special shark, and that's just magician shark, which is like what you're always, it's always, I'm not saying it's what you're always looking for, but it is always powerful. So now I have rat shark with a magician that I expect him to clear. If he doesn't, like, great, you know what I mean? Like, if he doesn't clear it, then I could, I guess, normal summon the shark, and start resolving effects, get a 5 or something, but that's actually not that great. But I expect him to at least clear something, so this rat brings that back something, resolves with factory up, resolves with a magician up. But yeah, I'm basically pressuring him to try to clear this board. He pitches another cannon, gets another fortress, so now he actually does have a decent board. He clears my board, and I have a lot of plays. I have the Dark Hole if I want to just get the easy clear. Also, yeah, I would put him to 5 Earths, but I think I'm okay with it. And then we draw into another shark. But yeah, I have so many plays right here, because I have rat, get back magician, special shark. So that's magician shark with a rat on board, and I'm going to resolve a factory. I already have a shark in hand, so that's what I probably would want to search. But you got to be careful taking all of your sharks out of the deck, because that's often what you want to special summon with your magician. But yeah, so I could go. Oh, and also another thing, I do have to be a little bit weary of a Veiler. So I'm weighing my options, and if I were to activate Rat Effect and get Veilered, I will be in a bad spot. So I do decide I think this is a good time to just Dark Hole him, get some value right there. I mean, look at where we're at now. I have Rat, double shark, factory, and he has 4 cards in hand. So we're pretty good. Let's see what I go for. Against this deck, you really are constantly thinking about going Shockmaster. So I should probably have a shock line. I mean, I have double shark in hand, so I for sure can Shockmaster him. So we get magician. I'm going to activate the shark. Special. Oh, you know what? I think with a shark in hand, I'm pretty sure there's an OTK line, and I think I tell him, like, I've never done this before, so I'm pretty sure I have an OTK line, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I tell him this game, but okay. So we go rat, get magician, shark special, and then magician special, this magician. So this magician has not resolved its effect. The rat has, this magician has. I have not searched off factory. Why? I don't know. I think that I'm trying to decide based on if he's going to stop me, because I know it's not my last effect that I'm going to resolve, and I already have a shark. Okay. I'm like 2 steps ahead. Yeah, so I tell him I'm just using the Zen Mighty, and I'm also going to resolve the shark. So I get a rat, and I get a magician. Okay, so I am going to Shockmaster him, which is what I wanted, and I also do want to kill him. So I'm pretty sure I have a lethal line, and I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I can't detach for the Shockmaster yet because I want to use monster effects, and also I don't want to get a magician anyways because my field is clogged. So yeah, I special the shark in attack position because I think I might have to attack with it. Make this a 3. This is Giga Brilliant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an OTK line. Yeah, I had never done it before. I don't know the lines. Like, I don't have any of this stuff memorized. I'm just kind of like figuring it out, looking at my hand. So I never resolved this factory for no reason. I definitely should have. I think that when I was doing this, I was nervous to resolve it because I thought, I mean, the cards that I would search were rat or shark. And I was nervous to search the rat because then I wouldn't have one in deck for the Zen Mighty, which I thought I was going to have to leave in deck. And I was nervous to search the shark because I didn't know if I was going to have to special summon one from deck off of this magician because I didn't really know what I was doing. So this is a misplay to not search off factory. This is a misplay to not know the OTK lines into an empty board. But we are just we are just learning as we go. But yeah, once he didn't Veiler anything like this Zen Mighty or Maxi it or anything, I knew he didn't have a hand trap, so I was pretty sure that I just had to focus on how to kill him and not accidentally summon the shark in defense position like I do sometimes. And just make sure that this is an OTK. I think I had a calculator on the side, but yeah, this is definitely lethal. I think he scoops. Yep. So we discovered an OTK line. Cool. Very good. All right, game 2. Again, another one of these tough wind-up hands. We got absolutely nothing going on, but we know that we can live at least. We keep the MSTs in. I think I might have already said this, but we keep the MSTs in because these decks can floodgate you with either a decree or a goes in or whatever rivalry. Okay, so again, only monster rat, so we can't do anything. We set a second trap, and then he goes end phase decree, so we activate the MST from our hand, which is exactly what we want to MST. And also, this tells me I don't have to. I mean, you're often holding your MST for rivalry because you'll just get blown out, but him having this decree makes me so much less scared of rivalry. I don't think that he would be flipping it with rivalry. It's possible he just wants to make an offensive push with his hand, and he does have rivalry, but like it's weird to side them together. They probably do side them together just because they're both such powerful individual cards against this deck. I still see the value of siding them both, even if they conflict. But yeah, we see he's going first and has a decree in, so it's possible he doesn't have rivalry. But anyways, this is what we wanted our MST to hit, so we're happy. He still has nothing going on. I have the Fiendish Chain down so that he can't get like an easy plus with something like a gear frame or like a card car. Actually, even the torrential is good for the card car because I don't want to torrential my own monsters, but I don't have anything going on right now. So I decided to set the rat so that I can get something going on because he has nothing going on. At least we could rat into a 3, give this rat a target, and maybe make him. And we're also trying to entice him to join the board, commit some cards so that we can go second, if you know what I mean. So the only way to stop this card car, I can't Fiendish Chain it because I contribute for cost, is to torrential it. This is technically a neg torrential, but we're not too upset about it because we get a target into the grave for the rat. We stop his play with the card car. We don't let him draw 2 cards, potentially like a Maxi or more stuff. Also, this is important. So he set 2 cards when he card. I talked to him about this after the game because he was looking for feedback. And he was saying that this was a misplay to set the cards prior to card car. People do this all the time, and I think it's because they don't want to activate card car and then be like, oh shit, I'm in the end phase, I forgot to set. But yeah, because the card car can get solemned or torrentialed or anything like that, you don't want to set before a response to the normal summon. So I ask him where the new sets are, and I want to confirm that they're this and this because he's going to draw to 6 with this card car. So these new sets aren't even necessarily traps. They might be spells he just doesn't want to discard. So now I am saying, like, I don't believe you. We already saw you have a decree in, and you have 3 back row with your card car. I don't believe you about these ones. So that's just an important note. We are not scared of these back row. We suspect that at least one of them is a spell. Okay, we draw into Messenger. Again, we really have nothing going on. We set the Mirror Force. We don't want to get killed. I don't know. I mean, even if he storms us, yep, okay, so he had a trade in over there. That's kind of what we were expecting. But yeah, even if he storms us, we're going to have the messenger, which will be annoying for him. So, you know, it's okay to commit this mirror force. Maybe we'll just get like a cheap plus off of it if he does finally make a push, but he doesn't. So this tells me, because he hasn't made any play, I am assuming that he is bricked up on hand traps, because most other cards he could have developed into something. I don't want to show the answers and look at his hand. I don't remember what's in his hand, but my suspicion is that he's bricked up on hand traps. So I'm expecting to get like max seed on this rat. He doesn't do anything, so I get to go into the rat. This isn't really that great, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do, because it's just a rank 3. I'm not going to get anything else out of it this turn. So I think what I want is, I just want to get anything besides these rats, because the rats don't do anything on their own. What you really want to get going is a rabbit in this deck, especially with a magician. It gets really nice. You can start plussing, you thin your deck out, and I also have protection for this Zen Mighty, so I'm at a high probability that this will resolve twice, because I can protect it. So, yep. He maxes. I think that he should have maxed on the rat effect, because he missed 2 draws by doing that. I mean, I probably was not going to go into a boat if he maxed on the rat effect, but I really think he should have maxed on the rat effect. But I'm just going to get my rabbit, so the maxi goes 1 for 1, which is bad for him. I activate the messenger. This is a little bit desperate because we're setting a lot now. We are getting hurt by heavy storm. I just really want this Zen Mighty to resolve. So we're just banking on surviving 1 turn with this messenger up. It is a big commitment to the field. So he summons Gear Frame. I can Fiendish Chain this, and I'm trying to decide if I should, because what else would I Fiendish Chain? It would be like a Grand Soil, if not this Gear Frame. Let's see. Ooh, I do not Fiendish Chain this. I really don't agree with this. I think I should have Fiendish Chained this. I wonder if my thinking is I want him to add and special a Gear Frame to the board so that I can get a better Mirror Force off. But okay, so he ends up doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Fiendish Chain is correct on that. Okay, I just wanted to interject on this part of the video one more time, just to talk about this decision to not flip the Fiendish Chain, because I do think it's a significant choice to consider. So my thinking is, if I don't flip the Fiendish Chain, the main thing that punishes me is him searching a cannon and discarding the cannon to a trade-in for a +1 to find more stuff, possibly like MST Heavy or Decree, things like that. But outside of Search Cannon into trade-in, I actually do agree with this decision to hold the Fiendish Chain here. And my thinking at the time was that what's most likely going to happen is he is going to need to clear this Messenger of Peace with an MST. He is going to search a fortress off of this Gear Frame, pitch Fortress, Special Fortress, and attack in which case I'm going to use this Mirror Force to clear the Gear Frame and the fortress that he searched off of the Gear Frame and a fortress from his hand, rather than Fiendish Chain this. He has a MST for the mop, and he potentially attacks into my then he couldn't attack. But anyways, I'm still thinking that I am probably going to be Mirror Forcing this turn, because he's probably going to put down a fortress this turn, and I would rather clear that with my Mirror Force and hold my Fiendish Chain. He does have the MST. He MSTs my Messenger, so my Messenger is getting value again. So he would have had to MST the Fiendish, but then he doesn't get through the Messenger, so he probably isn't going to. Yeah, I don't know. I do think I should have Fiendish Chain there, but I end up Mirror Forcing, so it ends up working out for us. And I think that this puts him over 5, which is nice. He's at 7 with no Beast Warriors, so he can't manipulate this down, which is nice. and we see that the other card was also a spell. He's forced to Dark Hole 1-for-1 on my boat because the rabbit can just get off the field. So we are honestly doing fine in this exchange. It doesn't look like we're up cards, but we're going to draw into 4th card in hand with a rabbit and a magician, and then we have 2 power spells. So we are, and then we draw into Judgment. So like we are in a fine position, I would say. I wouldn't say we're like clearly winning, but I feel ahead right now because I get to start getting my +1s with my magician. So I normal the magician, activate rabbit, target itself. I could have done this not in the main phase. I keep talking about how it's correct not to do this during the main phase, and then I do it during the main phase. So not smart. Okay, so that's a misplay. He max C's, and this is going to be a 1-for-1 max C. That's pretty desperate. And then I just set my Judgment. Now here is what I think is another misplay. I think about this a lot, and I think that I needed to Solemn Judgment this trade-in. The reason why, what am I holding this Solemn Judgment for? So with 2 back row, you know that you're getting ready to Judgment a Heavy Storm or a Dark Hole. So most likely if he had the Heavy Storm, he was going to lead with it. Me not Judgmenting this, first of all, I get a chance at a +1 on this Judgment. And second of all, I am giving him 2 new cards, one of which might be Heavy Storm. So now I am allowing him to see 2 cards, possibly the Heavy Storm, and then I'll have to Judgment that card. Instead of trading with just this trade-in, my Judgment is going to trade with his Heavy, and he's going to get 1 extra card out of the exchange that I could have taken away if I just Judgmented this trade-in. So like it's usually correct to take your +1 on the Judgment. So I think this is a mistake. I let him draw. He does draw into the Heavy Storm, and I'm just like, you fucking idiot, you know. He actually asked me for the thumbs up when he activated the trade-in, and I was like, why is he doing that? And then I remembered I had a Judgment down, and I was just like, right, I can negate this. And then I decided not to. So I think that's a mistake. He activates the Heavy Storm, so again, this is kind of a mistake because he activated the trade-in, he activated the Heavy Storm, and I'm not going to Judgment either of these. So what was the point of setting the Judgment in that case? Hoping for it to stop like a set rivalry or something, I guess, if he wanted to flip it on my turn. I don't know. I just think that this was poor decision making on my part. But I kind of understand not Judgmenting there because I feel like I'm going to win this game unless he can just get me with some burst damage. He now has a Beast Warrior in the graveyard, so he could maybe fix his graveyard, maybe, with like, so he has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not really, actually. He's probably not going to be able to drop Grand Soil on me with 9. But anyways, I just don't Judgment this because I think that if the game lasts a little longer, I'm going to keep getting these pluses with my rabbit, and I'm going to make an aggressive play with my Reborn, and I'm going to kill him soon. I'm going to shock lock him and kill him. So I don't Judgment because I don't want to get killed all of a sudden. He normals Card Trooper. Mills Reborn, which is one of his possible comebacks. And the which is a threat. And now I'm going to get a really powerful thing in rotation, which is Factory plus Rabbit. And I'll just take 25. So if I had Judgmented and I didn't Fetus Chain anything, I'd be at 15 right now, which is dangerous. And look, that warning would have been dead. So that's why I didn't Judgment the Heavy. But I think I should have Judgmented the trade, and I just didn't want to suddenly die. It's like a Reborn or something. Okay, so I do have options. He doesn't know I have this Reborn in hand, so I want to see if he's going to respond to anything from the face-up cards. But I'm going to make a really nasty play on him that's going to hurt him a lot. So I activate Rabbit, target itself in the main phase. I do not need to do this in the main phase again. This is, you could call this a misplay, but I actually am trying to see if he's going to Valor this because I'd rather him Valor this Magician. I get a Magician. Now I've checked for Veiler because I think he would have Veilered or Maxied that. I grab the Rat. This one has resolved its effect, so now I'm going to do something that I end up doing a couple more times this tournament, I believe. I'm going to go Shockmaster plus Giga Brilliant because each of these cards floats. The Fortress, if you destroy it by battle, is going to take down a monster. The Card Trooper, if it gets destroyed, however, it's going to draw a card. So these represent 2 cards floating if I destroy them. And this thing is bigger than my Shockmaster. So if I go Giga Brilliant, call monsters, this is not going to get its effect. This is not going to get its effect. And he's already burned Dark Hole and Reborn and Heavy. So most of what he has in his hand is most likely monsters. And he does not really have spells to come back. So clearing this, not allowing him any additional cards, putting him into a shock lock with a 2600 Shockmaster is going to be like a huge problem for him because he can't Grand Soil. The only thing he can do is drop one of those Machine King and I have the warning for it. So yeah, I'm about to put him in a really bad position. Doesn't get anything there, doesn't get anything there. So yeah, he's pretty fucked. Oh, and I set the Dark Hole. He burned his Heavy, so I just don't want him to space my warning and potentially win off of that. Like space my warning and then drop an clear my board like that. So I just want to put him in a really bad position. I'm basically telling him you get one chance, do something right now, or it's just going to keep getting worse. I also have this Rabbit coming back. So he sets a monster. I know the cards in this deck. Best case scenario, that is like a Card Trooper. But most likely this is a sign that he's just trying not to die. And he's in a very weak position. I make this Shockmaster 2900 now, so it's even more annoying. Call monsters. Hit him for a bunch of damage. He's just cooked. And I'm pretty sure his hand is literally, his hand, this is so fucked up. His hand is literally double Tragores under Shockmaster. This is kind of lame. It probably sucks playing into this, but, you know, fucking way she goes. So, yeah, we win that one. 2 back-to-back games against this Grand Soil Machina deck. It's a really good deck. I really love this deck. I think it's so cool. I was surprised how many people entered with it because it's usually just Jay that plays this. But, yeah, so we start off 1-1. We battle back. We're 3-1 now. 2 more rounds in the tournament. We just have to win 2 more, and then we'll finish X1 and be able to top. Get some respect as a wind-up player maybe one day, maybe a couple more tops, and we'll get it. But yeah, so this was a good match. This also showed again that like Giga Brilliant is so good. I really don't think that you can cut Giga Brilliant from this deck. I really don't think there's anything you can change about the extra deck. The only thing you can make an argument for is playing an Invoker, an MX Saber Invoker, if you were going to play the other wind-up monsters, the Beast Warrior or whatever it is that Invoker special summons, because it's almost like another boat, kind of, but like way worse. But yeah, that's it. Fucks in bio. Yeah, I don't think the extra deck can change. So, all right. Oh boy. All right. This match is, I think this is a really good match. I watched this dude's replays because I was getting really invested because I was like, I think I can do this. I got this, you know. He's playing Geargia, like the boring Samu Andy Sang Geargia version that's just like a ton of traps. It's like tons of deep prisons and fiendishes and all the good stuff. With like a really small Machina package. And I also watched his replays, like I said, and this dude resolved Starlight Road like constantly. So I made a decision going into this game that I was not going to lose to Starlight Road, and I am pretty sure that game 2-3 I side out Heavy Storm because I just saw this guy win off of so many Starlight Roads, and I was just like, not me, not today. I'm not gonna play into Starlight Road against you. But yeah, so game 1, I think we lose dice. Yep, he gets to go first. We have a good hand. We have a great hand, actually. Judgment Chain, Tour Guide Rabbit. These are the starters you want. Tour Guide Rabbit. I mean, if we find a factory off this duality, like that's pretty good. I know he's playing Geargia, so you do have to respect this possibly being an armor turn one. We can see that it's an armor because DB replays, but yeah. Okay, I find the warning, which is really nice. Assuming that's an armor. So we have warning, judgment, chain, MST, 2 starters. Like, this is a great hand. I check, so I normal summon this, check if he wants to warning me, which normally that would be kind of like crippling for him to warning my normal summon rabbit. But I actually don't mind it. I led with the weaker normal summon here because I would rather resolve this tour guide. Because I could draw into, I have 3 sharks I could draw into. I have 3 factories I could draw into. Or another duality to possibly find one of those for the following turn. And those are all really, really powerful with a tour guide normal summon. So I just see if my rabbit will stick, and it does. So I have a really powerful follow-up. I have, he hosted this game, not classic, so like it was asking me where to set like one of the spell traps, and I was like, oh, what the fuck, like just I don't want to choose the zone. So I accidentally set a card from my hand, so he sees that it's a monster. So I gave him some free information by accident. Okay, he blind spaces my judgment, so now I'm not feeling good because he could heavy storm me, and now my powerful position becomes horrible because he could go heavy storm, flip armor, overlay into GGX, and I'm down to like 0 cards to Geargia because I don't have the warning for this armor. So I was really scared he was going to snipe my judgment and then heavy storm me, but he doesn't. So he flips this armor, and I don't know, you can make an argument for not always flip Psalm warning on the armor flip, but in this case I have to, because if I don't, I duality for this warning, so he already knows that I have the warning. So if I don't warning this, he knows I'm holding it to warning the Gear Gigant X. So he would just set this armor again, and then I'd have to find a way to deal with it, which I don't want to do. But yeah, he flipped this armor into a warning, so it tells me that he probably has a way to get another armor on the field. But nope, it actually was just a card he wanted to resolve, and then he sets another back row. So my 1 MST is not going to guarantee that I get a playoff. I MST this new back row. This is not always the best play because his original back row is probably where his like warning torrential is, because that's what he wanted to get down immediately. It's probably not a torrential because he had an armor with it, so it's this back row is probably a summon stop is what I'm saying. I draw into another rabbit. Good, not great. I don't want to summon my tour guide and commit to the field into a possible summon stop. This is a bottomless, yep. So I do not make my tour guide play because it's pretty optimistic to think that this, because any back row would stop, like tour guide into tour guide, overlay into boat, special magician, activate rabbit, and then start floating like that. That gets stopped into any back row. So instead, I just want to make it hurt a little bit, poke him a little bit, make him deal with this, and see what I draw into that can float with this rabbit. He's thinking, I don't know about what. Oh, actually, this reminds me. Not a chirp, not being a dick or anything, but this game took 90 minutes, and I think that is like so ridiculous. I never rush people, but yeah, this was like inexcusably long. This game should not have taken 90 minutes. So he has the space for my last back row, specials the fortress, and I don't want to give him one of my monsters, so I take the 2500, but this puts some pressure on me. And I believe that other one's a new set, so I don't want to check what it is, and then he has another back row. This deck is pretty annoying. It like always has tons and tons of traps, but it's good to like work through those back row, like see how you can do it. I put my magician down. This is like, you'll notice I do hold my tour guide a lot in this deck, and I don't know if it's really correct, because the longer you hold your tour guide, it can become a dead draw if I were to draw like another tour guide, with the cards semi-limited in this format. But yeah, I do hold my tour guide a good bit, but it just made sense to normal summon the Magician here because with 2 rabbits up, the Magician's really good. This doesn't really, there's not much that punishes this, because even Veiler, I could chain rabbit effect, hit my Magician. Warning punishes this, but I burn a warning. Maxi trades evenly, so it's not really a punish. I just think that the normal summon Magician is really good, but if I instead normal summoned the Tour Guide, I mean, I'm probably just overlaying into Boat special summoning Magician anyways, so I do think it's better to hold the Tour Guide here, have the any rank 3 I choose in my hand instead of the Magician, which is just really good right now. People keep joining the game. I don't even know how they knew I was playing because this is a 48 hour rounds. But okay, so I rabbit, banish itself, resolve this Magician. I'll probably rabbit, banish itself. Oh no, So I rabbit, banish this Magician because I want rabbit Magician floating. I don't know. What am I going for here? What are my options? Because if I were to rabbit banish itself, then I would probably I would have double Magician that had been used, and then I could special a rabbit from the deck, I guess, because it's not like I want a. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just want a 3. Yeah, so I do get the rabbit from the deck. Now everything's been used except for this rabbit. Oh, you know what? I think I just, yeah, so this looks weird because, like, what was the point of this? What I'm doing is I'm just putting up a wall because I don't want to die at 35. And I have this rabbit Magician floating, and this is going to constantly plus. Like, I started that turn off with three monsters, and I ended with 3 with 2 coming back, so 5 monsters really. And I still have the Tour Guide in my hand, so I just don't have anything I want to make into this back row. Like, I could have summoned a 3 from the deck, or I could have summoned a 4 from the deck and overlaid for a 3 or a 4. And there's no 3 or 4 that I really wanted to make into 2 back row plus Fortress. So I'd rather just leave it like this. Because even if I wanted to go like Soul of Silver Mountain, didn't mean to show that. Lock one of these, it'll just get cleared by the Fortress, and then it's not locked anymore. Okay, so I do take the damage. I did not need to take that damage because this one still has not used its effect. But I must have not valued it because that is the rabbit that does not have its effect. That has already used its effect. So I was okay with him killing that one. Now I'm probably going to banish the Magician. Yep, so now I'm coming back with double Magician plus rabbit, and I just drew into a shark, which is great with the Tour Guide in hand. So now I have, like, the world is my oyster, but he has 4 back row. So it's like, how do I want to play into these back row? I have a ton of options. I know that he's going to at least have 1 summon stop, so I play very conservatively into this. But I do have Boat still, and I have Tour Guide, Shark. I have a lot going on. I still have both of these Magicians, but I could get clogged pretty quick. So, yeah, I could technically go into Soul of Silver Mountain right here and try to start off by turning off one of these cards. Oh, and I also think on the ends are the new cards that he set, which is important to know. I think that these were the original cards. I just showed all the back row. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. So in the standby phase, this isn't even necessary because he does not have a hand, so he can't have a Veiler. Looks like I'm going to banish the rabbit to resolve both of these Magicians. So I go for the rat and the shark. So I do this because I want to possibly go into a 3, either a Soul of Silver Mountain or a Zen Mains. And I am out of rabbits, so this is the only 3 that I have. I'm not planning on going Pap get the rat effect or anything like that. I just wanted a 3. But he doesn't know that, obviously. So now all 3 of these have used their effects. So these are just 4s now. Like, they're just bodies for me. I go into the Maystroke. This could have been a Utopia, but I'm expecting one of these to be a Battle Trap, so I don't think the Utopia is going to get through. I just am trying. So my thinking is he might torrential me. In hindsight, now that I've played this match and I know he didn't have torrential, if he does torrential me, he has nothing. Like, I'm trying to play well into torrential, but like torrential leaves him with no monsters. So I should have thought about that more. He's lagging. He's not answering if this is good or not. And he eventually says Maystroke is good. I think that he's thinking about something on this Maystroke, but I just wait for him to say everything's good before I continue. I go into Zen Mains, again, trying to make sure that if I get torrentialed, I at least still have a board that's not going to let me die. And also Zen Mains is a wind-up monster, so I'm able to special this Shark from hand. I special it from hand. He's thinking, and he bottomlesses. So in hindsight, if I really wanted to go into a 5, which is what I'm showing here, then I should not have gone into monsters that he would not want to bottomless. Like, this should have been bottomless bait, like a Utopia or something. Because now he ends up bottomlessing the card that I care more about, which is this Shark. But I still have extension in my hand because I have this Tour Guide and I have not normal summoned. So I still have extension. I go Tour Guide, activate effect, get Tour Guide, go Leviair. Again, I'm building a wall here, but again, this would have been nice with a Utopia to stop this Fortress. And then he has the Fiendish. So he had Fiendish and Bottomless, so I'm not going to be able to go 5, but at least I'm not going to die because I have Zen Mains plus Maystroke. And his last 2 cards are Heavy and Starlight Road. So he heavies. I can't respond because I don't have a rabbit or anything to block this Starlight. And I don't have a hand, so I can't chain a hand trap. So he just gets Fortress, Starlight, and he top decks the Arsenal. So I came out of this really bad. He's going to be able to kill my Shark, kill my Leviair, take a piece off my... Oh, he doesn't kill my Leviair. That was weird. Oh, because it's Fiendish Chained, right? Okay. So he just takes my pieces off of my Maystroke. And he gets an Arsenal, so yeah, pretty unfortunate. There's the warning that I needed. And here comes my rabbit that would have helped. But I am just in a horrible position now. I'm losing here. This is a bummer. I was not able to play through the back row. But this is like part of like the interesting part about playing this deck is I had 4 back row. I had everything in my hand I could possibly want. So was there a better option into that back row? I don't know. Like, definitely let me know if you guys see something that was better. I do think that Maystroke maybe was overly conservative. I do think I should have gone into something that would bait a summon response because he doesn't know that I have Tour Guide Shark in my hand. You know, there's no way he would predict that I have like that good of follow-up. So I should have maybe gone into like a Soul or something, because Soul guarantees that he will bottomless it, because it's like similar to where if you normal summon Lila, if your opponent normal summons Lila, you have to bottomless it because it might just hit the bottomless. Like, that's your opportunity to just stop the Soul from hitting it. So I definitely would have hit his interior sets, not his exterior sets, because they were the ones that were down earlier. So I would have hit either his Fiendish or his Bottomless, and then he would have only had one more piece of interaction into all these, follow-up plays. So I think that I should have gone Soul earlier. I think that I was over anticipating Torrential, which would have actually put him in a worse spot than me, I think. So yeah, I don't think that I played that super well. I think I played it a little bit overly conservative, and I think I got like as punished as I possibly could have gotten, honestly. But, good play to him. I'm about to get cooked. He's about to hit me for it all. I keep the rabbit just in case. I might be able to draw into something that helps, but nope. I draw Bottomless. And he draws Compulse, and we know where this is going. So I lost. That was a tough one. I don't think I played bad, but I definitely didn't play perfect. Again, I open a good hand. Deep Prison's not that great, but I want something to clear the fortress. That must be why I kept it in. But yeah, I open with the tour guide. Oh, I should not let this play at speed because, like I said, he was taking quite a while. Yeah, let's just fast forward. I grab the tour guide. I have protection, so it's actually fine to go boat. Yeah, so it's not nice. It's not nice to burn your boat, but if I have protection, it can put me at a huge advantage, especially with a rabbit in my hand. I get the third rabbit even with two rabbits in hand, just because I can't get anything else. Like if I were gonna get like a magician or something, it's just so greedy into something like a dark hole, or a heavy and a normal summon. So I have to get the rabbit because it can float. This still does. He maxied after I used my tour guide effect. I don't agree with that. I guess he didn't want me to go tour guide, just special summon Sangan and go 1-for-1 with his maxi, but he still went 1-for-1 with his maxi. So I really don't agree with this use of maxi again. He blind spaces, hits my bottomless. So now my other card is Deep Prison. I remember I bait him, yeah, I think for a long time on this arsenal, to make him think maybe it's like a torrential or something, but it's a Deep Prison, so I'm able to protect my boat. So he's in a bad spot now. He's in a really bad spot actually, because I'm up a card. I'm up a card and a half because I'm up a card I'm up 2 cards on the draw, and then this represents another +1. But he has the Compulse, pretty nice. But that being said, at least it's back in my extra deck. So I have an MST for his other back row, and I'm trying to decide, do I just want to kill him? Because I have Shark plus a rank 3 play, which I'm pretty sure is lethal, but I've never done it. That's kind of the theme with this deck. I like don't really have any practice games. I've really only played in these tournaments when they host them, so like every time I'm playing, I'm like learning the deck. I just know that I think I have lethal. I just don't know exactly how it's lethal. So we're just gonna try our best. So yeah, all the rabbits are gone because the last one's in my hand. But yeah, so this is overlay into Zen Mighty, Shark Magician, and then it's like, okay, I tell myself I'm pretty sure this is lethal. I keep trying to figure it out. Yeah, I think I'm telling him. I think I kill, but I don't know how. But yeah, I know he doesn't have Valor Maxi because he would have used it a while ago. So, and I know the deck doesn't play like Gores or anything. We saw the Fiendish Chain. But yeah, so I go into like the standard shock line, but I'm pretty sure instead of going shock, you go 2 XYZs. I go Pap, get my rat, and then I see that I don't think this kills. But then I figure it out. So I get the rabbit, and then I rabbit, banish the rat, and now this can go into Levier. And then this is another 3. So this, because he's at 8,000, I need to average 2,000 attack on each of these because there's 4 of them. So again, Giga Brilliant, again being like amazing. These are all going to have over 2,000 attack, except for this one, but it's still going to be enough. I think this is like, let's just do the math. It's like, this is 100 over, 100 over, 200 under. So I'll do 400 more than 8,000. And he admits defeat. So we sneak a win out there. Now game 3, you see the Twisters come in, go in second. I'm just scared of Rivalry, really. This also hits Fiendish Chains, potentially, but this is really for the Rivalry. Okay. So he takes a while to set 2 in card car. Yep, he gets a really cheap, really free +1 turn 1. He gets 2 sets down. So even if I were to heavy, we would be at even cards. Like it's just really good to be able to open card car set 2. This deck is just really good, honestly. I normal the rabbit because It's my best summon. Even if he does warning, I have a target now for my rat. I have another rabbit in my hand, and I have a factory. I just wanted to see what he would do. He does warning. I do think that that's correct, but I have good follow-up. I don't want to get cooked, so I actually set my factory here, because if I set 1 and it's a D prison, he's going to have 5. I set 1 and this is an MST, let's say. He's going to draw into 6 cards, and there's a good probability that he could just like kill me with like double GGX plus like Fortress or something. I just don't want him to just say like, okay, go for it. You're free to do whatever you want. So I do set an extra back row. It is risky because it's a factory I really want to resolve, but I just want to like show strength. Like I have like, because the wind up deck plays a lot of really scary back row, so I just want him to be a little scared to not just like go hard on me. So I draw into another rat. I think the play right here is definitely to just go rat, activate effect, get the rabbit, because that puts 2 bodies in front of him to not kill me. That's a big part of this deck, is you just want to grind. If you can live, you can keep outgrinding your opponent, plussing constantly. So I just want to get this rat off, resolve my factory, put 2 bodies on with rat rabbit, because the rabbit can activate its effect on my opponent's turn, get another plus with the factory, get my rat banished, and then my rat comes back on my turn, gets another plus, takes the rabbit out, and it just keeps cycling like that. You end up with huge advantage. So I really just want to get this rat rotating rabbits and resolving with factory up. So he spends a really long time thinking again. Okay, he eventually decides he's going to flip the rivalry after like a minute. This is exactly what we have the twister for, so we chain twister. That's exactly what I want to hit with it. And he chains the compulse so that I cannot activate the rat effect, get the rabbit, and resolve my factory. So that is a -1 compulse, which is nice, but he is able to apply pressure because now it just skipped my turn. He does have the armor. He flips the armor. I'm just going to fast forward because I know it takes a while. He specials double accelerator. So he does this because Geargia X is not a Geargia monster, so this is his time to get the arsenal down, and then this also is insulated into torrential because this he doesn't have a Giano in the graveyard, but this accelerator will float. If I were to torrential him, he would get back the armor, and he would be able to set because he didn't even normal summon this turn. So this is pretty insulated play. He resolves his Gear Gigant, gets a Giano because he wants to float with this Gigant. So normal summons a Giano. So again, this is a very insulated play, very conservative play from the opponent, very safe play. I think it's a good play because he can tribute this, get the accelerator. There would have been no problem with getting this in attack position, honestly, because it floats. Yeah, okay, so he decides it wants to be in attack position. Okay, it floats, so if I were to mirror force him, for example, this one can grab the Giano, which is a fine pitch for Fortress. This one can... I'm sorry. This one special summons the Giano. This one adds the armor if I were to mirror force him, so he's very insulated. I decide not to deprison anything here because... Let's say I deprison so that he doesn't get his search off with his accelerator, right? Let's say I deprison the accelerator. He ends with Gear Gigant, which is floating into this Giano, Geargia Accelerator, which is floating into this armor. Or the Giano if I don't kill the Gigant. I don't want to trade that way, let him float. I don't want to tell him I don't have any other back row. I want him to just not know what this is. And preserve it, because if I deprison this, it's not a great position. If I deprison this, it's not a great position because he can just make another 4 and float with this Giano. So I don't want him to know what my back row is. I want to hold it as long as I can because I'm not threatened right now, honestly. And also, I'm expecting him in main phase 2 to go Gigant again, activate Gigant effect, search, whatever. It will really be his only search that turn because his armor that he searched an accelerator with, the accelerator was used, and then his Gigant that he searched the Giano with, his Giano was used. So he didn't come away with any extra cards. That's why I expect him to go Gigant, because he will finally come away with an extra card this turn, and he'll be threatening 2 more searches next turn, and he'll be threatening floating. So I don't want to deprison him because I want him to make that play that appears good to him so that I can normal summon my rat, activate the effect, special summon Temtempo, detach a material, take one away from his Gigants, then on his turn, take another one away from his Gigant, have a 2700 Temtempo with 2, and he has 2 normal monsters, 2 Gigants with no effect. That's what I wanted to do. He ends up doing something really weird, which I did not expect. He seems to still be scared of like a Torrential or something, and he overlays into Maystroke. I did not see this one coming, and I'm just like, okay. So now I am less inclined to go into Temtempo, because if I were to go Rat, Special Rabbit, go Temtempo, take a material off this, he has 2 materials on his Maystroke, so I'll be able to take another material off of it, but then he can use his other material to flip my Temtempo face down, and then he wins that exchange. Sorry, I am talking so much when I do these, but it's fun. Okay, so I go Rat again. He's asking if I want to Shark on the summon. I say no. And he compulses me again. Like, I'm just like, dude, fuck you. Like, I am cooked because this is representing lethal right here. He can, I don't know if he knows, but he can literally just detach for Gigant, search MK2, normal MK2, special Giano, pin this back row with Soul and kill me. But I drew into the Messenger, the best card in the deck. Let's go. So now he has to find a way through this Messenger. And if he does, I lose and I'm eliminated from the tournament. So there's a good possibility that I just lose here because all he has to do is MST this Messenger. But he does not have MST. He must have drawn into... he's bricked on normals, kind of. And he drew into the road, I'm assuming. Or else he definitely would have had it set last turn. So he thinks... again, I'm not being like a dick, but started his turn at 63 minutes, and I tell him you probably just want to use the Gigant effect because it's been a couple minutes, and that seems like the normal thing to do. So he does use the Gigant effect eventually and searches an MK2, activate MK2 effect, special Giano. Let's just fast forward, and then he goes into Soul, pins this, and his set was Reborn, so he was bluffing, this bastard, and he takes my rat target, and it's under the Messenger of Peace, so I'm in a really bad spot now. And he sets his Starlight Road. I draw into MST. So here's another thing with me. I do not like to kill my own Messenger. I prefer making my opponent do it. I also can't set this MST into this Soul of Silver Mountain, so I'm still in a very precarious position. I put the rabbit up and just chill. He Maystrokes my rabbit, and I could chain it, but then I could potentially lose to him just normal summoning like a card car or something, because he could go like normal summon like card car or normal summon. He probably doesn't have another one, but he could technically normal summon like an MK2 or an accelerator. But again, he probably is out of accelerators because there's 2 right there. But yeah, I don't want to activate the rabbit effect just because it'll put me potentially too low to die, because this plus card is 22, and then I can't use the messenger next turn, and I'm at 100, so I'm probably going to lose. So I just let it happen, because really what I want is a target in the graveyard to resolve this rat effect, and I want to not die. I just want to live. He goes card, and he does attack over. Then he hits me in for 14. I'm very low. Oh, and here's another thing. So he had one back row last turn, and he felt the need to set another back row. This makes me more interested in this new back row that he set, because there's really not an advantage to him setting a bluff here. Last turn, there would have been a reason to set a bluff just to appear that he had some defense, but he already was representing some defense. So him adding this back row makes me want to not target the original one, target the new one that he felt he needed down as a second spell trap. And it ends up being a Blackhorn, which for sure would have just closed out the game for him. So I didn't set this MST into the soul. I didn't MST his old back row. I do MST his new back row, and it helps me. I do not let this Messenger of Peace go, because again, if anything happens here, I will lose. If this stops me at all, if this is anything to stop me, I will lose on the spot. Yeah, so if he has like a Veiler or anything, it will absolutely cook me, because I'll just be stuck with this rat. So I felt the need to special summon the shark from hand to play around Veiler or Fiendish or anything like that. Actually really doesn't play around Fiendish. But yep, okay, I add another shark. So what I'm trying to do here is get an Adrius to pop this soul so that I have this deep prison again. And it can plus for me. I get the rat. This is representing some body blocking, or it can go into like a rank 3 Zen mains or something, and I have the rat follow up. I'm thinking about if I want to special summon the shark. I do, because I want this to be a 5. I make them 5s, and I keep the rabbit up. This is obviously overly cautious, but technically I'm playing around a torrential here. Because he could technically torrential and then resolve his Geargia X, special summon a MK2 and hit me for 1,000 and win, if he gets through this deep prison somehow. But it's just better to go into the 5 first, and then it'll inform what I want to go into with the 3. So I pop the soul, so this isn't pinned anymore. And I leave this up. So this could have been my own soul, but I would rather float with another rat so that I can resolve the factory, thin my deck, have a rat coming back with another rat in hand. So I just want to survive one more turn. He attacks this. I definitely just float, banish, resolve. Yep. Get the last shark. This is just extension through back row. Let him kill my rabbit. Oh, I remember I was thinking about if I wanted to search the shark or not, but he had already made his next action, so I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'll just see I was still in the deck. I was like, I'll just stick with it. Okay, and this is where he gives me like the thumbs up to like go off, because now he does what I want him to do. He commits to the field. He commits his hand, so he shows me that he has the armor down. So now I really, as soon as I see this, I know it is time to get rid of this messenger. I want to clear something with an Adrius, make a Tyrus, and pop this face down armor. So I'm about to take everything off his field. So I clear the messenger, activate rat effect. So I haven't used my normal summon. Resolve my factory. This isn't even really necessary. I'm just thinning at this point. So I think I go soul, which I'm not scared of this back row anymore. It is nice to be able to pin this. because I don't think that I have attacked into this, so it could have been a battle trap. Yeah, I go Soul, but the other reason I do this is because Soul has an effect to special summon an Earth monster if I destroy a monster by battle. So I pin this. I was expecting it to be a battle trap. I do have a shark already in the grave. I special a shark from hand. Activate this to get another shark, because really what I want to do is make a Tyrus. So this is the only way to find the other two sharks. One was in the grave, one was in the hand, so I had to do it this way. I make a Tyrus. This rat has been used, but I'm going to make sure that this soul kills something by battle so that I can get rabbit, so that I have rat, rabbit again in rotation with Tyrus up. This is basically like unbreakable. I use Tyrus just to pop something. I don't think I need to save it for the next turn. I think this is the turn to clear stuff. Not that this Maestroke's doing anything. Technically, it can crash with my soul, so I don't really want to leave it. Get my rabbit. Attack. Attack. Pop that. So now I have soul. I'm trying to remember why I killed his card car, because I really didn't need to. I don't remember why, because I could have probably killed this. This so it doesn't crash with my soul, but it's fine. So he heavy storms, and he reveals his last card is a gear frame, and I'm just like, that's awesome, because what can you even do? Probably banish the rat, yep, so that I have a rank 3 next turn. He clears his own gear frame for me, so now I think I'm just doing some calculating of life to make sure that I can kill him. So I know this is going to be a body block, and this is 1800, so he's essentially at 7800. I have to do 7800 damage and kill this monster. That's what I have to do to kill. I have a tour guide and a rat, so I have tons of options. There's nothing banished for Levier right now, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I think I'm crunching some numbers during this. I was trying to make sure I had enough for game. So I go into my boat, special a rat. This is another rank 3, and I cannot get another XYZ monster on the field because it would require, you can't have 5 XYZ monsters because that would require 6 monsters prior to exceeding. So I just get a Giga Brilliant again. This card is amazing, and just normal summon this to kill this. So we just need to do 18 plus 60 with these 4. So these 2 are each 29, so that's 58 right there. And this is 21, so that's 79 right there. So I definitely kill. Yep, and that is the game. That is definitely a tough tough loss for him, so I'm not trying to sound like harsh about the slow play or anything, because I thought this was a really good match. So when I won this one, when I thought I easily could have lost, I was like, okay, I think I got this. I start off 1-1. I think I can do this. I just won the last 4, right? No, last 3. So, you know, I'm X1 going into the last round, so I'm thinking, okay, I can just win one more and top. And I end up getting paired up against Spore. Spore is a really good player. I think he won some kind of IRL major for Edison in Europe. He's European. And I actually just recently played against him in a Tengu tournament, top 8, which is another video I've really been wanting to record because we had a really, really good match. And yeah, I just know he's a really good player. So it's always a lot of fun being able to play against other strong players. You know, it's best playing. Oh, I don't want to show the hands. It's best playing against strong players. You want to play against strong players because it'll make you better, gives you experience that you need against strong players. So I'm always really happy when I get to play against somebody like him. But yeah, we win dice and open double magician. Oh, also, I play this match like the same night as my round 5 match because we were like the last ones to play our round 5. And then I messaged Spore right when we got paired, and I was like, "Yo, if you want to play right now," because I saw he was online. I was like, "If you want to play right now, we can do it right now." And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was like, "Fuck yeah," because I don't always get to warm up for these games, so I had already played a really long match, so I was very warm. And yeah, I was feeling good. So, you know, I get slapped in the face immediately, open double magician, but it's cool. I just set 1 because don't want to get heavy turn 1. They have a higher probability of opening heavy than other decks. This is why, because they have the trade-ins to see more cards. And dualities and stuff. So I just set 1 because Warning is the card that you're going to want to use against most of their starters. I think I talked about this already against someone else, and yeah, I just warning this because this is exactly what you want a warning. Alright, he passes. I'm in a similar situation to an earlier match where I have Factory Rat Magician. I just want to put down, and Torrential. I want to just put down a Torrential and start resolving my factory. I set the D prison with it. I don't know if that's necessary. I feel like I already checked for heavy last turn because he would have wanted to get his gear frame through, so I didn't think that he had heavy storm. And this deck can burst out damage, so I set torrential D prison. Maybe that's a mistake. I draw into MST, so yeah, I'll talk about it afterwards, but I don't want to blind space this back row because I know this deck doesn't play real back row. All I'd be doing is spacing, hitting a Reckless Greed, and then him drawing 2, potentially drawing to a heavy, heavying me, or trade in, draw more cards, set up his Grand Soil. So I don't want to just burn my Space Typhoon. I'd rather set my Space Typhoon for him to potentially set his own Space Typhoon or set his own Reckless Greed and then me end phase using the Space Typhoon, because that's the only way I feel I'll get value out of the Space Typhoon in this matchup. And the other thing is, like, had I had the MST the previous turn, instead of setting a D prison with the torrential, I definitely would have set the MST because it insulates into heavy storm, because yes, they go +1 heavying MST plus torrential, but it's a +1 on your MST, which was probably going to be a dead card in this game 1 anyways, so I don't mind getting heavied if one of the cards is an MST and I get to keep one of the traps in my hand. So I don't want to MST this card because I think he's just going to chain it and it's going to be an MST or it's going to be a Reckless. So I'd rather just sit, wait, set this MST, present like as if I have Judgment and like a back and like another trap or something, setting 3, and boom. Oh my god. I can't, but like in my head I was like, he could have set heavy, but like there's just no way, because I was just like, and honestly dude, like shout out to Spore, this is an incredible play. I went back and forth on like whether or not I thought this was a good play, because so this is a 40, this is like replays posted tournament, 48-hour rounds, so he has seen me play against this Grand Soil Machina deck twice in this tournament, and he has seen me not MST back rows in all of those games because I hold my MST. I don't want to like give too much away as a player for people to like know stuff, but like whatever, like I don't mind talking about like how I feel about these things. I don't see the value in spacing that back row most of the time. I mean, in hindsight, like if he chains his Reckless Greed right there, it forces him to draw lock himself. That's kind of nice. But it's technically like not a plus. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just like present more back row and potentially end phase space him. And And just in my head, I was just like, there's no way that you would set heavy into 2 back row, hoping to like hit a third. Like, that's crazy. And it's crazy to set heavy storm in this matchup because he can just take his +1 if he just plays his heavy storm right now. And also, again, I want to just set my MST to end phase hit a card. So if I had drawn MST any turn besides this one, like any previous turn, I would have had it set and his heavy would have gotten end phase spaced. It's like one of the most powerful cards in the matchup and he would have gotten nothing out of it. So I was just like, there's no way he would pro set heavy. He flips it and I was just like, whoa. I was like, oh my god, dude, what a beast. I can't believe he just did this to me. Like, I just can't believe he pro set heavy for 3. I was just like, damn, dude. I knew Spore was good, but like, was that even a good play? Like, I can't believe he would risk that. And he just, I'll stop talking about it, but I remember like just being blown away by him doing this and just thinking like, what a fucking beast. Like, what a G. And I'm so thrown off when he does this. So now I should have, let's say, MST. I don't even think that this is the right play. I should have, let's say, MST'd this and had 2 back row with his heavy gone. I don't know. I should have had the deep prison for this fortress. I don't know, man. He fucking got me. It was like incredibly, incredibly cool when he hit me with that. And I was just like, I was so thrown off. I was like, holy shit, I'm kind of scared. And then he maxes. The other guys had held their maxes. He maxes right now. Gets his 1-for-1. He just wants to draw into something to kill me. But now I have a really nice setup. I have Magician Shark and Rat Shark. 2 bodies on field blocking. So I'm feeling okay. He definitely fucking crushed me, but we're not that far behind. He has 6 cards to my 6 also. These aren't real cards because he can kill them like real fast. But yeah, we're kind of sort of even, not in a bad position at all because this deck doesn't play defense. And this is another sign of weakness. He reborns a gear frame. This is like never very good. So this tells me he does not have much developed in his hand, but that means he probably has hand traps. And he just clears. Really, really weak Monster Reborn. And I draw another good card. I draw Tour Guide. So I have Tour Guide Shark or Rat Shark or Magician Shark. So I'm in a decent spot. I kind of want to Shockmaster Giga Brilliant again like I did last time. So I activate the Shark on I activate the Shark on the Rat normal summon because I'm scared of Veiler. Because if he Veilers me, I'm kind of cooked. And he has Maxi right here. And I'm just like, oh, man. This ain't great, you know? This ain't great. Because I do kind of have to make a play. So I just think if I can get to Shockmaster, even if he draws a lot of cards, he is not going to be able to do much with it if I turn off his monster effects. So I go Magician Shark. This is a huge commitment into Maxi, but I just feel I have to. And I feel if it results in Shockmaster before he finds a Veiler, then it's worth it. And I also just feel like I don't have a lot of opportunities left to do this. I don't usually take the Maxi challenge, but I do it here because I just think turning off his monster effects is going to be great. But he has the Veiler, so I am so fucked now. I just blew my load to go Shockmaster plus Giga Brilliant to clear this fortress. And he used 2 of his power spells, so he just has Dark Hole left. But this would have turned off everything besides Dark Hole. He could still inherent special summon Grand Soil or that Beast Machine King but like I was willing to risk that. I still have Tour Guide as follow-up. I still have Factory up. I don't know. Maybe this is the wrong play, but I didn't have many turns left, I felt, to play. But he is about to crush me. So he max seed me, he Veilered me, he pro heavied me, he just cooked me, and I'm about to lose this game and go into game 2 with like no confidence after going on, a pretty decent run to get to this point, round 6, X1. But yeah, he crushes me. And you can see I'm still thinking about that MST, because yeah, he fucking got me. But again, we just gotta win 2 more games. We open D Fisher, which is great against him, and we open Tour Guide with Magician and Rabbit. Those are all really good cards. So we go D Fisher immediately, turning off his hand traps, and I get to check if he wants to max C right here, because this is his last chance to max C unless he has like a Space Typhoon. So I decide I'm going to go Zen Mighty and give him like 1 chance to clear this, or else be down a lot of cards. I set the bottomless to protect it. So he kind of has to like open with his gear frame or something. But he opens card car. And he sets 1, and I don't super respect... I don't mean to keep showing the card. I don't super respect this card because it's with card car, so it's possible that it's a spell. He just didn't want to lose to hand size. So I kind of respect it, but not really. So now I don't have a Space Typhoon if he does have a Rivalry. But other than that, outside of Rivalry flip, I'm in like just a fucking awesome position by making this like turn 1 boat. Which is not always the best, but like with some protection, it can put you up early. So we get our boat effect, and we decide we want to get a Magician, because this is going to keep plussing for us every turn. I normal summon into this back row, because again, I just don't think that it's going to be like a Torrential, or it could easily be a Rivalry, but we don't really have a better way of playing into that. Activate my Rabbit, and I banish the Zen Mighty. It's funny, this is the second time I've done this, because it's not usually a good move. I do it because I do not want to get anything off my board, because I want to overlay with all of these, because I am going to Shockmaster him. First chance I get, I'm going to Shockmaster him. So I do this again because it gives me a Rabbit to float with. Now this is the risky part. I do go into the Soul of Silver Mountain. So this uses my it clears my Rabbit, so I actually don't have anything that I can chain now if he were to flip something. But this is his last chance to flip something. So I do hit this card. I don't really know what I was afraid of, because anything that it could be would be chained right there. But again, I thought maybe it's a spell. And then I go Shockmaster, and I'm pretty sure... Yeah, so again, this is going to be a weird play, because he could technically drop a Trag here. So I don't use the Shockmaster effect in main 1, because I want to check to see if he has a Trag. And I attack first with the Shockmaster, because it's not like you're playing around Gores, because this card cannot be chained. You're playing around Trag, so the Trag is going to come down at 3,000, so get the 2,300 now. So now, with the D Fisher up, and knowing he cannot play with D Fisher up, I am going to put up the Messenger, call spells, and say, good luck playing through Messenger, D Fisher, and 2 real back row with no spells. And he just scoops, because yeah, he can't. So that he had an opportunity to possibly pop a Trag and be in a decent spot, but that was it. Other than that, there's not much he could do. I didn't even check his hand, but I'm sure he was He was just trapped under Dimensional Fissure. Okay, this game I'm going to open Horn plus double Factory Rabbit. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And then I find a second back row. So here I activate double Factory first because technically if I don't, he would never do this, but like, because he would never expect me to have a Factory in my hand, I guess, but he could technically Veiler my Rabbit on the normal summon, and then I would have to chain Rabbit Effect, and then I wouldn't be able to activate Rabbit Effect with Factory up, so I just activate the Factories first because I know I want to resolve the Rabbit Effect with Factory up. I go into battle phase because he can't Veiler me there. Activate the effects. I'm probably... I search Shark. I already have Magician, so I search the follow-up Rat. And then... do I set 2? I set 1. Okay. Because thing is, like, Heavy Storming me, these cards have already replaced themselves, so it's still 1 for 1, kind of. But there's not a ton of things that he could set... I'm sorry, there's not a ton of things that he could summon into this Black Horn this turn. Like, he's probably not going to make an inherent special summon this turn. He leads with Card Trooper, so now I'm thinking I'm probably not going to get killed this turn. He does go into the Fortress, but this is the perfect target to Bottomless. Does not give him a 4th Earth monster. Does not allow this Fortress to float. Does not allow his cannons to revive it. So I'm pretty sure after this he pauses, and he pauses for a while and shuffles his hand, and that makes me feel so good. I'm just thinking, he feels like, fuck, like, this rabbit's coming back, I don't have anything to do to stop it, and he doesn't set anything. So I'm just thinking, dude, I am cash money right now. So I do not standby phase activate the Rabbit Effect because I want to be able to chain Rabbit Effect to dodge Veiler. Yep, so I was pretty sure that I could use this to dodge Veiler. I asked him, like, can we confirm with the judge, because I'm pretty sure I'm able to. And then we confirmed that I'm able to. So now I'm going to resolve all of this, and this is going to be the same old story. I'm going to Shockmaster him again. I'm going to Shockmaster him again, and I'm going to have 2 back rows, and he's going to need, like, Dark Hole plus Heavy Storm plus, like, Monster Reborn or, like, Grand Soil or something, but he can't even use monster effects. I don't know. Yeah, he's... he needs Dark Hole or Heavy, like, right now. And even then, I have double Rat. So he... Shockmaster's just going to win this game. He summons the Grand Soil. I wasn't even sure if you could, but you can. You just can't use the effect. And I'm gonna Blackhorn this because it's bigger than my my Shockmaster, and it's an inherent. So I think he just tells me, I don't have anything because my whole deck is monsters. He must have just drawn this maxi. But yeah, that was round 6. So we battled back and we ended up X1. I do think that I progressively got better throughout the tournament. I was really happy with the last couple rounds, especially rounds like 5 and 6. I really thought that I had played much better than I had been playing prior to this. So I do feel like I'm getting better with the deck. And we made it into top 8. This is getting really long. I don't know how long this is already. So we will see if I am going to make this like multiple videos or what. All right, here's the top 8 match. I'm actually paired up against Gravekeepers. So I have never played against Gravekeepers in this format. I haven't played too many matches in this format, period. I've only entered a couple tournaments. But I haven't played against Gravekeepers in a while. I mean, people played it back in the day. But it's not popular in Edison. It's not that popular in Tengu, at least in the tournaments that I've played in Tengu. I've only played it a handful of times. And no one plays it in this format. But this guy actually topped Rivals 1 with this deck, and I actually took a close look at his Rivals 1 deck, assuming he was going to be playing something very similar. So I noticed a couple things. He I believe he main decks 2 Starlight Roads, and he resolved it a lot in this tournament. So similar to the Geargia matchup, I was literally talking about this before this match. I was like, I'm not playing into Starlight Road against this guy. So I also noticed that he does not have Heavy Storm or Monster Reborn anywhere in his 55, and he does not main deck any MSTs. So that was all interesting to me. I understand it, and I had a side strategy before I started this match where I was going to side out Avarice and Reborn, just assuming that he was always going to have Necro Valley up because he plays 3 Commandant, 3 Necro Valley. I was even considering siding down on Rat, but I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I play so few monsters as is. It just feels weird to side down on the best, like one of the strongest cards in the deck. Especially a wind-up monster. Like, you don't have much of your engine in the deck. So, okay. Anyways, I believe I win dice. Yeah, I actually win dice. So turn 1, I duality, and I grab Fiendish Chain. Definitely don't want the Torrential. It'd actually be the second Torrential. And I was considering setting 4 here, just because I don't think that he plays heavy. But there's not too much advantage to that. I think I can get by setting 2 just fine. So I set Bottomless Torrential. So I'm ready to trade this Torrential 1-for-1 because I do not want to get Starlight Roaded. He dualities, adds Compulse. So I know that he has Compulse. Plays Necro Valley. Sets. And I'm getting ready to get Royal Tributed here, but he does not. So he just sets 2 with Necro Valley. And then I just set the other 2, and I believe, yeah, I play a Mop. I have the second Mop. I don't really like loading my back row. It's usually a bad idea, but I'm expecting that I'm going to use one of these cards, and I also can get rid of the Mop and still have one in hand if I draw a spell I want to use. There's not that many spells that I want to use. There's 3 Space Typhoon, 1 Duality, and that's it. So like the probability that I draw into a spell that I want to use is pretty low. It's like 12%, 1 in 8. Assuming I even want to use a space. Okay, so he sets another and a back row. Okay, and I do draw this face. That's fine. I have no plays to make, so I just pass. He flips the Descendant. So I am thinking about flipping the Torrential, even though I said I would not play into Starlight Road this match, because I have the warning down. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, well, I know that one of his back row is Compulse, so I'm probably safe to Torrential him because I have the warning down. So he would have to have exactly Starlight Road, which is a 2 in 40 or a 1 in 40. I don't know if he plays 1 or 2, and Solemn Judgment both set, which is a 1 in 40. So like the chances are like very, very, very low that he has exactly Starlight Road, Compulse, and Solemn Judgment, all 3, exactly those 3 set. So it's very low that probability that I get punished by Torrential, but I just stick to my guns and I bottomless this. He's thinking here, and I'm just like, oh, okay, so he does have Solemn Judgment. So I was right to not Torrential this. And then I remember, oh wait, he added Compulse. So he's probably just thinking about Compulse. And he doesn't. He flips the Spy, and I'm just like, I could warning this. I think the smart thing to do is warning this, and then Torrential his normal summon and never play into Starlight Road. That's what I should do. And I do not stick to my guns. I Torrential him. He Starlight Roads like I expect. I warning, and he has Judgment. So his exact back rows were those 3. I make a mistake because there was no need to Torrential this because I could have just warninged it. Torrentialed 1-for-1 because he could have also gone into the Recruiter if he didn't have Starlight Road. So this was the mistake going into the match. I knew not to do this. I do it. I'm not thinking straight. I'm not gonna make excuses. Um, and he has exactly Starlight Road and Solemn Judgment. It's crazy. I cannot believe. Like I literally was like the only thing that punishes this play is that combination of cards, and so I'll just fast forward because that is me giving away this game after fucking all these rounds. Yeah, so that's the game. Okay. I'm very tilted after that. We open another shitty hand. And this is just frustrating. This is like what always discourages me from making these videos because I lose in top 8 all the time and I'm just like, fuck this, I don't want to make this video, but whatever, we'll do it. So I have Dust, Judgment. I sided out Heavy Storm, sided out one of the Torrentials, I think, and the Mirror Force. So I don't have very many cards that can proc the Solemn Judgment in post board. I think I literally just have this Dark Hole that I drew. But yeah, so we just start off with a Magician. We just set. Sets 4. We draw into the Tour Guide, which is great. This is kind of what we needed. So I'm thinking of how to play into this back row because I already set my Magician. Activate Tour Guide effect. I do not go into the Sangan, even though it plays better into Torrential, just because doing that would kill the last Tour Guide in my deck, and I have the Judgment if he does happen to have Torrential. So obviously he does have Torrential. I Judgment it. And now we're facing 3 back row. We got rid of the Torrential. I'm thinking of what to make. I could make a Zenmains here, but I'm worried about a potential Compulse. So I Dust first to check the back row to see what I can get rid of, because I have Dust MST, so I could get rid of 2 of them. I don't really want to do that because I am scared of Gozen a little bit. But I Dust the back row to check before I overlay and potentially get cooked by a Compulse chain. And I do hit a Compulse. So he's going to have to give me this Tour Guide back, which is actually pretty good because I still have the Sangan in deck. It's still live. Goes Cyber Dragon, Commandant, clears my board. Okay, and I draw a great card, Shark right here. So I have plays here. What I want to do is potentially check for Starlight Road by Dark Holing here. So if he does have Starlight Road, I can MST his last back row and go off. But he doesn't have the Starlight Road, so I just get to go up a card. I'm going to use the Rat effect while I don't have Necrovalley up and hold the space for a potential Gozen. Looks like he does not have it. He already used his Torrential, so he only has 1 Torrential left in the deck. So now I have put on, so I went Rat, Special Summon Magician, Special Summon Shark, this Magician, Special Summon this Magician. So now I can proc this Magician. Okay, I go Shark 3. Go into the Rabbit. Why did I do this? So I could have gone 5/5. I could have gone a Shark and gone. I'm sorry. I could have gone 5 and gotten a Shark. I guess I didn't want to strand this Rat out here. I guess I wanted to. Yeah. So I wanted to have a way to reuse this rat and overlay 3/4. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Tyrus is strong here, but he plays D prison, so it could just go neg into D prison. I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go Utopia, go boat, and now I'm gonna hope to survive a turn with this boat and get a bunch of advantage. I don't know if I should have set that MST, because that is for, I usually hold that for goes in, but okay, this survives. Now I get to plus with the Zen Mighty, and he drew one card and he set it in the middle. This card has been here. It's probably a battle trap. That's what I was expecting, because it didn't stop any of my plays. Could be a battle trap or a Starlight Road. So I go Zen Mighty, and special a rabbit. So now I have these 2 rabbits. So what I want to do is get a Soul of Silver Mountain, block this card. Yes, whoops, I did show that it was a D prison. I want to get a Soul of Silver Mountain, block this card because I think it's a battle trap, and survive a turn with the Utopia and then block this card too. In order to do that, I have to be exposed to a potential torrential just for one single moment, just when I have to overlay these rabbits. But honestly, I should have just rabbit gotten this rat off the field before overlaying. That is a mistake to not use a rabbit effect. I should have rabbit taken this rat off the field, but I'm just exposed for this one moment. Yeah, this is a misplay. I should have rabbit banished the rat. And yeah, the card he draws into is the second torrential in his 33 card deck. He got the other torrential right after that. So yeah. Yep. That was kind of just how this match was going. So I used the tour guide before it gets killed. This tacks it to the D prison like I was expecting. And yeah, that is just how this match goes. Top deck the Reborn. He has the Solemn Warning. I shouldn't even have this in. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Draws into book. And right there, I couldn't MST the Necro Valley because, again, I could potentially get punished on my if I try to get my rat effect off. It's just safer to hit the unknown and then put him on no cards, put him top decking while I have 2 monsters. I have a Leviathan and a Magician, and he top decks Dark Hole. So I top deck the Shark. And then I top deck the MST for the D prison. I was just like, this is fucking bullshit. I can't, like, yeah. I end up winning that game. Third game, I open Rat, Reborn. He shows the warning with the duality. So I'm like super tilted this whole game. I set the Reborn because I shouldn't even have it in the deck, honestly, post board. I think it's a mistake. Even though I play, so I sided into like 2 Dust, 2 Twister. I have the 3 MST. So I have 7 removal, but we are not going to find them. Game 3. So I know he has Solemn Warning. I want to see if I can get my rabbit down. He does not warning this, which is pretty cool. Pretty good for me. So I'm going to bottomless this again. And here is, I don't know, this is maybe a mistake. So again, I'm not going to make excuses, but my computer starts freaking out at this point. I've never seen my computer do it. But yeah, I was playing on my laptop And I was considering judgmenting this flip summon. Um, I think that he does not search if I judgment the flip summon. I don't really understand why. Someone tried explaining it to me, and I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But that's the rules. Like, I think somebody told me that, like, absolute zero, if you book it and then judgment its flip summon, it will not pop the field because it's considered not on the field. I don't. It doesn't make any sense because it clearly is. It's a set monster, but whatever. So I was thinking about judgmenting this just to hope that he has no monsters. Um, and yeah, I don't. I hold my judgment. Let him kill my rat. Then he royal tributes me, and I judgment this because I will have no monsters. I will have nothing if he royal tributes me. Even though my rat is dead, it will be really good if I can hit this Necro Valley. So I draw into the third rat and reborn into Gravekeepers. So probably a siding error. I don't want to keep bitching about it. I normal summon my Magician. He warnings it. This recruiter is going to keep beating me down because all of the wind-up monsters are little weenies. I top deck into the shark, which is nice. So I normal summon my rat. And he books. And I think that this is going to miss the window to use shark. I actually have to ask him because like I can't go in another tab because my computer is like freaking out. He tells me I can. And I don't think that I can. It says like when you can. So I think it has to happen right then. And I didn't do it. I draw into factory. So I'm about to do it. We get into a little ruling thing. I tell him that the shark activated, so I will get the factory search, and then he says, okay, then I want to do it when the shark hits the field. And I was like, okay. And I was thinking about chaining rabbit to banish this shark. But I don't do that. I don't remember why I don't do that because I'm about to overlay with this rabbit anyways. So technically that is the strictly better play, I think. And then hope to draw into like an MST on the Gozen when my turn starts. But yeah, I don't do that. I don't know why. Oh, maybe I just wanted it in the graveyard. I don't remember. It would end up in the graveyard anyways. I don't know. I don't know. My computer's freaking out. I'm gonna lose this game right here because he tells me like I'll pause or yeah. He says like see if you can play on a different computer. And I just lag out. So that is the end of my run. Yeah, I don't know what's on top of my deck. He showed me his hand. He like draws into card car. Yeah. So I don't think I can win this because. So I told him I was about to overlay for Soul of Silver Mountain. He told me he had a bottomless set. Yeah, I was gonna overlay for Soul of Silver Mountain. I was gonna get hit with a bottomless, and he was gonna attack me for 17. And then I have one draw phase, and there's like nothing I can draw to win because I did not chain my rabbit effect, but it wouldn't matter. Yeah, this is tough for me to watch. I don't even want to. That's my tournament run.